Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 264. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak.
Hey.
Matt Zellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. We made it to another one, y'all. Dude, I gotta tell you something. One, how are you both?
Great. Fine.
Hoodie weather.
Yes. Yes. I wasn't even thinking about that. But you're right. You're damn right. Matt, how you been feeling in this weather?
It's fucking miserable. I can't even enjoy like the temperature that you guys all love. Because it's fucking just pouring outside. Constantly.
It's not pouring.
It's raining enough.
It is raining. Which is a welcome vacation from that bullshit that we had a week ago. Sweating all the time.
I don't like rain, period.
Rain's not fun. I'm not celebrating the rain, but I will gladly take what we have right now over.
It's not 100 degrees?
Yet. Yes.
I'm okay with light showers.
Yeah, that's all right. It makes me feel good. Also, driving like at high speeds gives you a little sense of danger.
No.
You feel that little
Someone drove an hour and a half today on these roads.
You feel that little bit of like, am I going to die?
No,
you know?
I don't
When you start to feel your car slip a little bit, you're like, ooh, this could be the end.
No.
It's a thrill. Anyway, I went to
home.
McDonald's the other day. I'm
So you're not in danger.
Right? That's what I like to live dangerously. I'm standing in line, waiting to place my order. There's a lot going on. It's a McDonald's. There's people. There's like, a couple fighting by the napkin dispenser because their little son is a terrible thing, and they're arguing about who's going to take him to whatever and who cares. There's people behind the counter, and they're kind of like just rapping or doing whatever they do. There's piss on the floor underneath of a table. Nobody's really paying attention to that.
All right, it's not usual.
Who would? And then the phone starts ringing amidst like the buzzers going off for the fries and the drive-through bell going off and all that. And the phone rings, and I swear this fucking woman behind the counter stops everything she's doing, grabs the phone. It was the most important priority she had, not like the lobby full of customers. And she goes, "Rock and roll McDonald's."
No. Do you know?
Oh, I know,
Okay.
which is what made it so much better. But why? Why was that what you needed to do? In the middle of the day, you got a lobby full of people who haven't placed their order yet. You're going to prioritize a phone call. Rock and roll McDonald's. It's good, though. I'm happy he lives on
That's so horrible.
in our hearts. I don't know if she knew. I don't know if she was playing into
Why
it.
else would you say that?
I'm missing the reference here.
All right.
It's probably for the best. That's
Just type in rock next time.
just YouTube rock and roll McDonald's.
Got it.
Listeners out there, if you're unfamiliar, go ahead and type that in. And then say goodbye to your night as you discover all of Wesley Willis's catalog.
Yeah.
How many albums did he do? Like 6?
I didn't even know he did albums.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't know? Oh, dude, what about Spider-Man Whoop My Ass?
Nah.
What about Batman Whoop My Ass? What about Birdman Whoop My Ass?
No. Is this the album called Whoop My Ass?
No, they're all three different albums.
Oh.
Dude used to tour with Henry Rollins. You know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. He was the champ.
Seems like you did your research.
I got big into Wesley Willis back in the day. Street performers, man, that shit's dope. He's making it happen. Just out there living
I've
it.
only heard it through memes, so I didn't know.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know the context.
Oh, this could be a whole Marc. Yeah. If Wesley Willis is the like TM Marc game of.
You don't play TM games?
I feel like the definition of TM keeps changing. I don't know what it is.
It's a certain. We know what it is. That's fine. You don't need to know what it is.
I should no.
No, it's
other
fine.
way around.
It's like the cold snap of Sam Adams,
Yeah, but it's more than that.
It is more than that, but
What's a cold snap of Sam Adams?
Exactly.
yeah.
Now you get it.
Fuck the cold
You're
snap.
fucking
Now
now.
you get it.
I hate this. I hate everything right now.
It's
like the game I'm gonna play at Winter Brawl.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good week, man. Real good week. Weather's good. Everything's starting to die. We're in a good place.
Oh no, it's heating back up.
No, it's not. Bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck you. No.
It's heating back up. This is just a front. It's moving away. We're heating back up.
I am double checking right now because I don't believe you.
Not quite on fire NBA Jam style, but we're heating back up.
We're going to be okay. Because, see, it's raining all week, which means it's going to keep those temperatures low, low, low. This is me, meteorologist. Rain's going to come down. It's going to keep your temps low, 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 low. going to be when you're looking at the breakdown each day, you look at those high numbers. Ignore those high numbers. Cast them aside. That's what I always say. The low numbers where you want to be. Look at that. 70, 69, 71, 70.
Yeah, but those highs are in the mid 80s.
I don't think that counts, Matt.
Well, I mean, more than likely you'll be inside at that point anyway.
Rock and roll McDonald's. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. Otherwise, I mean, hey, other than great weather and McDonald's, how's your guys' week?
I had a lot of time off work today, or this week.
Yeah, did you enjoy it? Did you just breathe in, breathe out a lot, stare at the ceiling?
Yeah,
do
no,
some
I
soul searching?
had ingrown toenail clipped out.
Nice.
Wednesday.
You kept your toe though, right?
The toe is intact, just the nail. Part of the nail got cut out. If you look at my toe, look, nothing ever happened anymore. But
that sucks. How do they do it? You want to walk us through the process?
Real quick.
Are you interested in this?
As long as there's sound effects to give an image.
No, there's gonna be no sound effects.
I can add some.
Okay, all right. 2 needles into like the base of the toe where it connects to the foot. One on like the right side of the toe and one on the left side. Okay.
See, I don't even need to add them. Marc's got it.
Well, no, there's like an icy like spray thing to kind of numb the feeling of the needle going in.
Is that stuff you can buy over the counter? Is it stuff you can breathe in?
I don't know. I don't know if you can breathe it in. Doubt that. No, I did not.
Did you film this guy? Did you film any of this?
No, I'll clarify on Wednesday though.
Film. Turn your camera.
Well,
on.
I won't. There would be nothing to film on Wednesday.
There's always something to film.
No, there's not.
There is. Oh, all right, go ahead.
Anyway, spray 2 needles, and then doctor walks away for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes back in the room. However, your toe can't feel a thing. All you can feel is the toe next to it rubbing against the toe you can't feel anymore, and that's it. And so the doctor pries open kind of like the space in the skin between like the nail and the skin.
Nice.
Pries it open, digs away all the skin that is trying to like cover the ingrown toenail. That is a naturally body instinct kind of thing. He trims that all away, gets in there, cuts the toenail, and then he kind of like drains any blood that's coming out, and then wraps you up and sends you on your way.
What's he cut the toenail with? Just a scalpel?
Not a scalpel. It's like a pair of clips.
Fire?
Like.
How close is the sensation to what you feel with Novocaine?
You can't feel a thing.
But you know what I mean? Like when Novocaine, before Novocaine truly kicks in, you get that numbing, and then you really don't feel a thing in your mouth. Is it that kind of?
I mean, you kind of feel like the feeling in your toe go away, but like it's kind of tough because like you really don't like feel much with your toe until like you try. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're because keep in mind my feet are propped up. I'm not standing.
All right.
So my feet are propped up, so I really couldn't unless I'm trying to feel something with my feet, I really can't feel the toe anyway. So like once he does it and I start like moving my toe around, like it's moving, but I can't feel it moving unless I brush it against my other toes, which my other toe still has feeling in it.
Is he wearing eye protection and the mask?
Good question.
No.
But that's dangerous.
When you said he drains the blood, what does he do with it?
Throws it into a waste basket. That the orange one, the one that's marked for like syringes and stuff.
Did you check him?
Check him for
bites?
No.
Yeah, see?
He's like the doctor's like the middle dude. He supplies.
I got it
for them.
There in the back.
Yeah.
So, all right, a little bit of feedback. You dropped the ball, right? 1, you weren't filming. So 2, how can we check the tapes to find out if this guy's
Actually, I'm not allowed to film.
Says who? HIPAA?
No,
That's what I say.
the doctor's office. You're not supposed to use. There's a big sign that says no cell phone use.
Did you sign anything that says you won't use your cell phone?
No.
Also,
but out of respect.
Excuse me, no cell phone use, as in can't make a phone call, shouldn't make a phone call because it'll interfere.
Keep your phone. Turn your phone off. That's what the sign says.
It says turn your phone off
while in the doctor's office. It's not I fucking used my phone while I was waiting, of course, because they do that thing where you go into the doctor's, but he's still like with the previous patient. They're just kind of prepping you.
I'm gonna teach you some tricks later. I'm gonna teach you. Look, you got a thing built in your phone. It's called a camera.
I'm sure the same procedure is on YouTube 1,000 times.
I'm not worried about the same procedure. I'm worried about your procedure. We got to find out 1, what's this guy doing with your blood? 2, what's he doing with your skin? 3, was he a Dracula? It's the nice time of year. Dracula's come out at night. Was it nighttime?
No, it was right in the morning. It was the
was there exposure to sun inside of the building?
Yes.
Could be a dampier.
See?
Dampire?
You got it right. That's fine. Just run with it.
So I was hobbling around for 2 days after that, and then
Hobbling around, did you get crutches?
No,
Oh, thank God.
no, it was just weird to walk on it on Wednesday after it was done, just because you can't feel the toe, and just from previous experience, whenever I have like an operation done and it's all numb, like you just know it's gonna hurt like all hell when the numbness comes back. It's not the case with the ingrown toenail, and I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of like walking awkwardly all day when I really don't need to. My toe didn't even hurt that much when they came back to it. It was more like where he stuck me with the needle. That part hurt more.
Little pinchies.
It felt like it was getting pinched there, like time and time again.
Mark, you still got all your toes?
I think so.
Yeah.
Feels like it.
Did you spend your week doing anything with your toes?
No, not really.
Did you do anything else weird? By weird, I mean rad.
No, it was a shit week.
Or is it a shit week?
Because the weather got cold.
Just
Officer.
No, just been busy.
Work stuff?
Yeah, just been working late and just haven't had a lot of time to just recharge, you know?
Yeah, I do know. I've had that week too. A couple of my days I worked straight through lunch and overtime. And then
I mean, you know, aside from all the video games, of course.
Because I wasn't there to make you go to lunch. That's why.
yeah, it's true. Even still I probably would have declined. No, I would have gone. But it was
I mean, just think of it this way: when you decline, it's gonna watch something Dota related.
we all lose.
No, we don't. I win. We all win, actually.
No.
Get to feed more knowledge to the table.
No, it's been a long because I was thinking like, because that's the thing, this week it's been no time for fucking anything, and then when I do have time to play something, it's like where do I spend my time? What do I do? And I was thinking about Dota because I still have about 3 weeks left in that battle
Something
pass.
Like
Plus, whatever the hell it is. And I was like, I should jump back into that with Matt. Also, we haven't played Hunt in like, you know.
But Hunt we own.
Yeah, I know.
It's not going anywhere.
But still, like, they're doing some updates to it. I'm feeling spoogans, you know. It's like, it might be
Oh,
time.
yeah. I can't wait to play it next over.
Some other things we'll talk about in a sec here. But it was just like a lot of, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know? I don't even remember cooking this week. I don't remember most of this week.
Well, the second part of my week was nice. I was forced to on console because I had to go to Pennsylvania, Gettysburg specifically, for a wedding.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to haul my whole PS4 up there.
Bless you.
Took a Switch with me.
Switch on the road.
Switch on the road.
So you're living the dream.
I was living the dream for a little bit.
Or the Reggie Fils-Aimé, you're bringing it to life. You were Karen at the hotel party, were you not? Matt.
Oh.
Rooftop.
Matt, what you been playing this week?
Let me start off with the Switch. So, you know, locked up in my girlfriend was at a rehearsal dinner. I had about 3 hours to kill in a hotel room by myself. I spent most of it with my Switch. And I played Mario Tennis on the go.
Nice. How's that baby in handheld?
It's fine. I'm so used to the Pro Controller. I suck with the Joy-Cons because they're so, like, nubby or whatever.
Especially when you're doing something competitive. It feels really weird to jump.
And I kind of knew that because I played online. I tethered to my hotspot, which...
Interesting.
Well, not bad connections.
Yeah,
Once again,
I tried that once for Splatoon just to, like, see it. And I was like, oh.
It's not terrible. Like, and what's nice with Mario Tennis is it gives you that connection fee for about 10 seconds with your opponent before you actually like, match up to let you opt out. So... But no, it wasn't like I was getting anything unusual. It was more the 4 or 5 blue bars out of 5, and yeah, my connections weren't half bad. There was a couple dips, but nothing terrible.
You still maining?
I've just been playing with everything now, or everyone. There's like, you know, I'm never gonna be top pro in this game, so I was like kind of experimenting, playing with, because everyone has like different curves on the ball and different amounts of speed, and you know they move around different.
How's the meta?
It hasn't really budged much, but that's not a bad thing. Standard mode is pretty mixed up. I would say probably Waluigi and Peach are still at the top.
And standard's the one without the, or it's the one
standard
with
is
the fighting.
one with like the meter and the power up shots and all that. Now I don't play Simple much, but according to Reddit, Boo is the most broken character in Simple right now
because of the
trick shots, and he has this lunge thing, which is not something in standard. It's only in Simple because there's no like there's not a like slow down time to get to the ball that you saw in our video that you probably saw me do at one point. No, there's none of that. So like there is a mechanic where you can hit the R button, you kind of lunge. Well, evidently his is kind of broken in a way that you can like mash it, or his lunge is so extended that I don't know, it allows him to get to balls he has no business getting to, and then he returns it, and it just seems like he has massive range for the character he is.
So he just moved from being broken in one mode right to the other.
Yeah,
He was never broken in standard. I just didn't know how to play him. Once you kind of learn how to play him,
Oh.
he's maybe
then
average
what was all
to
the
above
complaining
average.
about?
Because I didn't know how to play the game.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I'm going to bitch and complain when I don't know how to play the game. Obviously.
Throw a goddamn fit. Uninstall the fucking game from your
Of
Switch.
course. Naturally.
Is that what you spent your whole time with on
No,
Switch?
I just want to talk about the hotspot thing.
No, I think it's- I think
no,
it's-
that's
yeah.
it worked pretty well. No, the main event of the
I'm sorry.
Switch.
Did you check data usage?
I have unlimited now, hotspot
So who
and just
cares?
data, so I didn't really check. I didn't care that much. I'm sorry.
Really wish I had unlimited.
I feel like you can. Those prices. Anyway, that's a later.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
took it
another
away, and now
podcast.
it's back.
Took it away. Now it's
Fuck.
back because fuck you.
Yeah.
You'll buy it, you piece of shit, and then we'll fucking charge you for something. Hey.
Yeah. Anyway, the main event of the Switch is something that came out the day of a direct, not this past week, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, the
Into
Ninja.
the Breach.
Oh, yeah.
That is a Matt-ass game if I've ever seen a Matt-ass game. As someone who loves FTL, Faster Than Light, this is a game by the same developer, and I can't remember their name for the life of me right now. But that game very much reminds me of FTL, and FTL is a game I appreciated and loved a lot. In case you don't-
Elevator pitch this. Yeah.
Yeah, in case you don't know what Into the Breach is a grid-based, turn-based, kind of like RPG, not RPG, but like strategy game. You control a squad of robots, possibly other things depending on the map, and your goal is to knock out aliens. The story, I don't think there's too much there, but it's more like the alien invasion has taken over I'm assuming it's Earth. It's taken over Earth, and you go back in time.
Oh.
Like a time
That's
breach.
the breach. Okay.
And hence Into the Breach. And then that's the mechanic, because just like in Faster Than Light with the spaceship where you just die and die and die again, that's the kind of mechanic where like, all right, well, you lost this time breach. Let's start over again. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that Tom Cruise movie.
So it doesn't penalize you for losing?
No, actually, there's just like Faster Than Light, there's like different rewards you can get for completing various things. And they vary. It might be like if you beat an island, you unlock a squad. But like also like depending on the map, there might be something that drops from the sky and you go and recover that. And there might be like a pilot you unlock for the next time that has different attributes or whatever. It kind of makes it like a roguelike in a way, but it doesn't lean heavily on that. Like your first run, you could beat this game if you knew what you were doing and and whatever. And you can continue to play with the original squad. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. It's just
So it's not like XCOM where they die or something.
no. Like of course, like you lose the entire run, but like just like Fast and Light, you can restart with the same squad, the same captains of those pilots, and kind of go from there. I know Marc played this actually earlier in the year when it was out on PC. I mean, I pretty much covered the basis of like the story and the squad thing, right? I don't know how long did you play it for?
Not that long, but there are kind of like you can't save everyone. So when it comes to a point where you're picking a mission, sometimes it might be too late to go do the other mission, and that piece of land is just done for.
So
If your pilot dies, you start as a new pilot, completely a new character. I think they have different perks.
yeah, it depends. I don't have a lot of pilots unlocked yet, but yeah, it depends.
That's other than that, yeah, you pretty much hit it.
Yeah, and then so the game, when you start like a new breach, time breach, there's 4 islands, and and as you actually unlock them, you kind of do it in whatever order you want to, but it's kind of recommended. Like it kind of goes left to right, so you can kind of see there might be a recommended thing. I don't see any advantage or disadvantage to it quite yet. Keep in mind, I've only played for about 2 to 3 hours at this point. But yeah, you go through and you take out these islands, and they're kind of marked down into territories. And each territory, like there's like a symbol on it that says like what you'll unlock if you successfully defend the territory. And then on top of that, there's bonus objectives where, like, you know, say like you completely wipe the enemy team or all the aliens off the map, like you'll get a reward. Or if you save a certain building, you'll get an extra reward to it. And it kind of tells you all that before you go into the territory. There's probably about 8 territories per each of these like little maps, and each map has different characteristics. Like there's a lava one where like the lava, like the ground will sink into lava, or like fire will come spinning out of a volcano, or whatever. So like you go through, and after about 5 territories or so, like Mark said, the other 3 territories become like Vex taken over, and you have to end up actually defending your main headquarters. If you successfully defend the main headquarters, congratulations, you defended the island, and you can move on to the next. What's unique about this game is kind of like Faster Than Light. Like Faster Than Light kind of encourages you to go to all the light stars as you move through the sectors. In this game, like you could go technically right to the final boss after the first island. There's kind of nothing stopping you from doing that. However, like you don't get all these power-ups and stuff that you would get if you go to these other islands to kind of build up your squad. However, you know, if you go into a battle and you lose, you're done. Like that's about it. Knowing how hard and difficult Faster Than Light is, I decided to start this game on easy. Just to try to get the mechanics down and kind of go from there. I challenged myself after I beat 2 islands on one run. It was probably about my 4th run or so to try to go for the final boss, and I got completely fucked up. And so I was like, okay, I see what it's doing. And then there's a whole thing to it. Like there's an experience. It's kind of like XCOM. Like whoever gets the final kill in XCOM gets the experience to level up the character. It's kind of like that. So like you kind of want to pick and choose like which pilots are trying to get the experience so they can level up their own thing. And when you level up, you get like these power cell things that you can allocate to different parts of your mech. So like you could unlock a second weapon for your mech. You know, one that maybe just smoked out an opponent instead of just shooting them, or light them on fire. Or there's other perks like you can gain like extra movement spaces because it is grid based, you know, it's movement based like that. Or like you can gain extra health, so your guy's like more of a tank and you can take a hit or whatever. But yeah, then on the map you're defending like these like city structure things, and each time a city structure gets hit, you lose like civilians. That's not like the end goal here. You have like these energy power things. It's part of the UI up top. You have about 8 of these. Every time a building gets hit, you lose one. Once you lose them all, that's when your run is done. What's nice about this game is when, unlike FTL, when your ship got damaged from battle to battle, you kind of endured that damage until you found a shop again. Your mechs, if they get damaged, they come back to full health after the battle is done. I don't know if that changes per difficulty. It didn't seem like it. The game was like very adamant about saying like, hey, don't be afraid to take risks because your mechs will get healed. But yeah, dude, I love this game. It reminds me of, like, even just from the font choices, the menu choices, it reminds me so much of FTL. And I loved FTL a lot, so I see me sinking a lot more time into this game. Hopefully I'm a little bit more successful than Faster Than Light, because even like easy Faster Than Light, it was, oh my god, that final boss fight is like no. Have you ever seen that final boss fight? Have you ever played?
No.
That is no fucking joke. Because like there's no specific build. Like if you go in with the specific build just because of the way the final boss fight is like laid out, there's always going to be a stage of it you're going to have difficulty with, and you just need luck. Oh,
it's like the Elite Four.
Yeah, but even with the Elite Four, like,
I know you got it.
Like, yeah, like there's, yeah, it's just very difficult. I don't see the final thing being as difficult as like I just kind of went into it knowing. I just kind of wanted to know what it is, and it didn't seem like more like a boss fight. It just seemed like a lot of like boss type enemies in an area. Yeah, and if I was more prepared for it, I think I could have like beat it my first time through. But you know, that's part of the game. Like you progress on, you learn, and then you lose, and then you start again. But there's nothing wrong with losing besides just losing the run. You still get to keep everything you've unlocked along the way. And then there's different mech types that provide different abilities besides just the default ones, and you know, you just kind of go from there.
How's it run on Switch?
It runs quite well. You really don't use the touchscreen that much. They encourage you to use the Joy-Cons as like a cursor?
Encourage or require?
I never really tried poking at the screen. It may not even be touch-based, to be completely honest.
That would turn me off, I think.
No. The Joy-Con, like the Joy-Con's like a little cursor, and they do like a really good job of like
cursor like a mouse pointer.
Kind of, but like it
does it snap to each?
Yes, it snaps.
Okay, yeah, it needs to snap.
I'm fine with that.
It snaps it snaps very well, and it feels good. Right. And then like
if you're just blindly fucking dragging a mouse cursor, I don't know.
And then like when you select a mech, it you hit A and it pops like it comes up green on the tiles where you want to move them. Or if you don't want to move them, you tap the ZR, the right trigger. It will present you your attack options.
Okay.
And then this is just for like gameplay all around, and this is on PC too. Like you do have the ability to like move your mech to see what your attack options are, and then moving them back with ZL. Or there's
that's cool.
And then there is one per battle, and I don't know if this changes per difficulty either, but at least from what I've been playing, there is one mass turn reset, but you only get one per battle.
That's every difficulty.
Okay, so like if you make a move, because some moves are permanent. Like once you shoot, you can't undo that. But like if you move a character, you always move them back. So like if you shoot and then you realize, oh fuck, I made a terrible mistake. Like you do have one opportunity just to reset the whole turn.
Cool. And
kind of go back to it, but you can only go back one. You can't go back to like 3 if you made the mistake like 3 turns ago. There's no way of resetting the map completely. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I plan on playing it a lot more and.
I'm curious.
Exploring more of the mechanics.
What I don't know about the difficulties is I don't know if that gives you more turns in a mission to complete it in or not.
Or less turns, because technically less turns the better, right? I don't know if like enemy health has a part of it or what. I feel like I was able to take out most aliens that appear like first turn. There was only a couple times where I tried to like knock them out of the zones they were attacking. Because that's the other thing, right? Like the Vex move first and they present to you what they're doing. So like you can see like they're about to attack that next square adjacent to them. So and it might be a building, but if you have a character that can push them like a square over and they attack trees, they're going to still attack the trees. And they're not going to harm anything by attacking trees. They might create a fire on the square or whatever, but you're not losing like a power cell or civilians or anything like that. It's a really good game. I like it a lot.
Nice, very nice. Mark, you been fighting anything?
Wait, was that it for you? Was just
well, yeah.
I'll get there. I see. I have quite a list here, and I don't want to stay long on some of them.
Tell me about SNK heroines.
Okay, well,
because you sent a picture of that, which surprised me.
Yeah, but if you look harder, it was just a screenshot from the store page.
Bitch. All right, never mind. Move on.
There's an X in the corner where you could. Sorry.
I told you it's been a busy week. I don't even know if I have a phone anymore. I just remember seeing it, and I was like, oh, shit, Mark got it. Dope. I'm excited to try it.
Excited to see some.
I plan on buying it, though. It's definitely on my list. So
it seemed off-cycle for you, because I was like...
Off-cycle?
Like, you got a lot of other things you were in the middle of, I know.
Yeah.
So and that, I knew it had come up, but it was like... It seemed out of...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's a tease for the future.
Hey, there it is. One day we'll talk about SNK heroines.
I played something maybe similar loosely similar. I'm not going to go into it too much. I played Galgun 2.
Oh!
Yeah, tell me more about this.
That's the one where you rub-a-dub-dub, isn't it?
Basically, it's a rail shooter, but it's designed around Japanese schoolgirls who are obsessed with you because of demons, and you have to shoot them. And there's like part dating sim involved with it. It's very pervy. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. But it's by Inti Creates, which is why
they publish it. Yeah.
I thought they developed it too.
Did they develop it?
Because it was always something that like I never played because it didn't get publicized a whole lot over in these parts.
It's hard to navigate.
But yeah, well, when I got like obsessed with Gunvolt and some of the other Inti Create stuff, I was like, what else? I want everything they've ever done. So I started diving in, and I was like, Galgun, what the fuck? And I think they added like Galgun to one of those Switch games, and like they've made.
Yeah, I think PlayStation might have the better of this because they have a VR mode and all that stuff. So I don't know if that's easier to aim because you just have a directional pad with this, and you can choose how you want to look with that. But aiming with the Joy-Cons is like weird.
Is this new or has this been out? I thought these were Vita games.
Galgun, yes.
Okay, but not.
Galgun 2 came out in like May. It was like
okay,
right
okay.
before
Yeah.
E3, I think.
What's funny about it, because
Or right after.
my friend Charlie got it for me as a birthday present,
Nice.
and if the inside art is for Wild Guns.
Oh.
It's
Intentionally?
It's like a mistake when they printed it. So like the inside is just like a bunch of cowboys and cowgirls, and like the outside's Galgun too.
Weird.
That's great.
Yeah.
In the
Somebody
best way.
typed the wrong thing into Bing. What what's the? I don't know. You keep talking.
Oh, so like, I mean, I have not that far into it, but like from what I play, like it's a decent game, like gameplay wise. Like it's
They always make stuff that feels
it's
good.
like, hey,
to
you
play.
move to a part of the section. Oh, watch out, and you gotta shoot them before they come and try to kiss you and whatever. And there's different ways of they show their like affection. It's like one can just jump on you and try to kiss you, but you have to like shoot them off. One like some will shout words from a distance, and like the Japanese characters will fly at you, and that can take damage.
Now, like your relationship building here, is this like? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Now, like your relationship building here, is this like Persona-esque relationship building, or is it a little bit?
It's in
trimmed out?
between. It's in between the rail shooting segments.
Okay.
So there's two specific girls. There's one that's like in your classroom that you can talk to and interact more with, and then you have your neighbor next door who you can interact with. The one in the
Neighbor next
school
door.
is kind of more like the typical schoolgirl, I guess.
One of them like Alicia Cuthbert.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm bad with names.
Is the juice
But-
worth the squeeze?
I don't know. I'm going for the neighbor because she plays games and
Alicia Cuthbert.
and she's very like she's jaded by the outside, and but she always relies on you for like snacks, so you can collect those over time to like I guess build up relationships. She likes a specific flavor.
she
of-
does.
of-
Are
of-
you-
Yeah,
is it
she
like-
likes a certain snack.
Is it?
well, it's Pocky, but it's a specific flavor. It's like a special.
That's what they
edition
call it in
flavor.
Japan, I guess.
Yeah.
Got it.
One, which flavor? Two, is it like Doki Doki Literature? Like you're
It's
answering
not-
questions,
It's
or
not
what's
really.
the?
I don't know. It was like yes and no. Like it's all 3D, so it's not like a visual novel really.
Yeah.
But like, because you can go to the window, tap on her window, she'll open it, talk for a bit, gives you a question. You have 3 choices of an answer.
Okay, that's yeah. You're
I don't
answering.
know how much that affects everything.
It's not as like, because Doki Doki made it very obvious. Like, I'm going for the goth chick. I want the goth answers.
Well, yeah, I mean, that game's just a whole parody of that whole.
I know. Yeah, I know.
genre,
But like,
yeah.
this is
Yeah, that game's fucked. I don't know if you noticed, Joe.
Oh yeah. But I mean, is this not? Is this more subtle with its like parsing?
Like when you subtle as in like.
Like when you're looking at your 3 answers that you
Yeah.
could give to a question, are you looking at it and you're like,
That's
This is the one that makes
character
us-
A answer.
Right.
That's the character B answer, and that's the character C answer.
I mean, it's. I mean, it's
Or is
all.
it like hidden, kind of like, or blended in? I should say.
I guess it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, all those answers are for that one person,
do you feel like you're?
but I don't know what that determines.
Do you
feel
think
like
it's obvious if you're swaying away from the character or swaying into the character?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can definitely
Okay.
tell depending on the choices and everything.
And do you feel like the
because you don't have to give her snacks, and you have an inventory of because every level that you do the rail shooting, you collect all these items,
Oh, that's cool.
and then you can give them to whoever and however many you want, and then.
Well, because the dating
But
part
there's
of
no
it,
meter of telling me like, oh, she likes you a lot more now.
yeah,
or
she likes you
something.
80%. Are the questions you're asking stuff that you feel like you would actually ask? Because that's always something that breaks my engagement with something like this. If I'm gonna dive in with one of these, try and build a fake relationship with a fake person.
It seemed the localization seems pretty decent.
Yeah, I want to be able to feel like it's shit that I would actually say and not bullshit that like.
I mean, within a high school mindset, it's. I guess.
Oh, I mean, we're all dumb in high school,
Well,
so that's fine.
I think it's high school. Yeah, I'm not sure on the age of everyone.
And
but
then what flavor of Pocky we talking?
I forget what the limited edition flavor was. It might have been like a. I'm not even sure if it's like a cookies and cream type thing. Maybe I don't know.
Do you have a favorite flavor of Pocky?
I've only had the strawberry, but I'm curious to try the green tea.
You know, I think I have some of the green tea one in the fridge from like a year ago.
It's weird. Like
Help yourself.
I like green tea flavored shit. It's not the greatest flavor by any means. Like it just has like a bitter, weird, like stale taste to it. But for some reason, I like it.
Every once in a while, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just weird. But
I liked Snapple used to make a lime green tea. I bought it on prom night.
Arnold Palmer, the half and half. There is a version of that has iced tea and green tea. I shit you not, is the best version of Arnold Palmer. You should try it if you see it.
Yeah, usually just got the Arizona stuff.
Yeah. You think just lemonade and iced tea? No,
I
my
forgot
friend.
about the Arizona green tea.
That was like my GameStop go-to lunch. Gas station.
Yeah, mine
get
too.
That, a Danish, bag of Doritos, call it a day.
Yeah, when I used to work at comic shop or when I delivered pizzas, it was like, let me get a fucking Arizona, some fucking nachos. Oh, dude. We should go to 7-Eleven and get nachos tonight.
It's like the what?
I'm surprised no one said like a goddamn chili dog or anything like that.
Chili dog's on a special occasion. You know what I mean? Like
down the street.
Well, this is before Sonics were readily available. Yeah. Now you get a Sonic on
I'm
every
thinking
fucking
like
corner.
Sonic the Hedgehog over here.
No, I know that, but I mean the Sonic, the fast food place, wasn't always everywhere, Matt.
I
you know, you had to go make your. But again, chili dog. Then it's a special.
All right.
I can't be slamming down a chili cheese dog every night of the week. You know what I mean? Now nachos covered in chili and cheese. That's a different story.
Or chili cheese tots.
Oh man, I had a lot of
Chili cheese
wasabi
shots.
today.
What?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, all right.
Just kidding. I mean, we can talk
That's why I want to make this a fast podcast. I got it.
Oh, it does nothing to me. All right, break.
Yeah.
Wasabi. I've been going heavier and heavier with it.
That's
You got to
dangerous.
stop now.
No, it's real good.
No.
Look.
Is it just pure wasabi or like wasabi flavored stuff?
No, it's wasabi.
The wasabi and the
Like,
in the Chinese.
You
get-
just like buy it and have it in your fridge or whatever? Or?
I mean, yeah, I have wasabi powder upstairs. I'm not up there like fucking with it. I'm just saying, like, if I'm eating sushi and I'm going to have wasabi, then taking it in large chunks in enough to where you start off with a little bit just to hit you in the back of the throat, so you're like, I can feel it, right? And then you keep going, so then your nose starts getting all tingly, and you're like, oh, I can feel all the little demons going away. And you get a big enough one where you go too big, you didn't realize you went that big, but all of a sudden you don't see anything anymore. You go blind for a little bit, and the secrets of the universe open up to you, and you're like, whoa, and then you come back down. Life is heaven.
How your toilet trips?
Fine. Nothing's no different.
Okay.
No different. Cleans
I
you
don't
out.
know what that means. No different, though.
Well, you know.
We eat a lot of Taco Bell at the table.
I really don't. I only talk about with you two.
Oh, I had Taco Bell last night.
I have
Yeah, I've definitely cut back on it, so it's only when we go.
Oh, I've leaned in harder.
I mean, hey. Well, you know, I cook
Give
a
or
lot.
take, you
I
know.
cook a lot. And I eat wasabi a lot.
Anyway, Mark.
Yeah, well, that's just basically I didn't get that far, but there's a whole like you have the gun because it's a whole angel versus demon thing. So there's like angel girl and then there's a demon girl and they don't like each other and
You know,
whatever.
love
Do you
gun,
like
kiss
either
style,
one?
you know.
Do you like either of the angel demon girls?
They're just generic. I don't really care.
Ain't one of them as cool as Bayonetta.
No.
So realistically, how far do you see yourself going with this game? Like, is it enough? Is the gameplay compelling enough to keep you going, or are you kind of like feeling the edge of it here?
It's probably one of those of just like it depends on like the mood of the day and the time of day where it's just like I don't really feel like booting up anything to play a big game. This is like a snack kind of game. It's just like you don't want to play this for too long. I feel I don't know
Sudoku.
because it's like where it's like there's parts that can be a little tough and you have to start over, and it's like that just gets exhausting after time and it's just rinse lather repeat. It's a story that's not that enticing yet, so it's whatever. It's nothing crazy. But that said, I enjoy it, rail shooter. But you can use the gyroscope on the Switch.
That's cool.
But only when you're zoomed in.
Oh, that's not cool.
Because there's a mode when you are zoomed in, you can lock eyes with somebody, and a heart meter fills up, and then they get love drunk for you. And then when you shoot them, it does a blast radius of everyone around them, so they all get hit at once with it.
Okay.
So if you having to keep switching to each side and shooting whoever.
Nice.
It's all right. That's all right. Did a little bit more of the messenger. Didn't get to the part that they show off in the trailers a lot, which is interesting because I'm on like stage 4.
And you're still not
They still haven't introduced that part yet.
interesting.
So it's like maybe they shouldn't have announced that at all because
I think it's kind of exciting because then you don't know when it's
this
coming.
game, yeah, because it's like it's not a short game. It feels like at this point. I mean, the skill tree that you have, at least for that half of the game, is kind of small, and the dialogue is pretty heavy with the shopkeeper. That's pretty cool.
How far along are you with like upgrading your items and maxing out inventory?
I keep getting stuff that's not in that skill tree. So I just got the wingsuit. So when there's like geysers of air from whatever, like you can just hold in the double tap jump, but hold in the second one, and you'll start gliding up, and you can get across places.
Super Mario World cape style?
I'm not. I mean, you don't have to like angle it.
Okay.
It's just yeah. I mean, you might be able to, but
I
haven't done enough with that.
I almost bought that this weekend instead of Into the Breach, but I was like, no, I'm still playing Dead Cells.
Dude, like
I'm still playing Dead Cells a lot, actually, but yeah.
Dude, like, it's solid.
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying it, but I'm just taking my time with it. But yeah, that's really much it with that one, sadly. Played the Mega Man 11 demo.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I stopped at the mid-boss and turned it off. Because I don't know its pattern. That is tough for me.
Oh, okay.
So is this
a
good turn off? Like the kind of turn off like Matt would do after
it's a turn off just because I'm stupid.
A trailer?
It's not the game.
No, that's fine. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because like,
dude,
oh, this is garbage.
No, dude, the game feels nice.
Oh,
All
okay,
right,
good.
The game feels nice.
How's it look in motion? Like, I know.
It looks good.
All right.
Yeah.
That was one of my immediate, like, and it was everybody's gut reaction because we're not used to seeing Mega Man like that. But, you know, like, are you happy with this new direction?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Mega Man classic.
I'm so happy it's out of the 8-bit. So happy. Like,
yeah.
That
I mean, it
design's
needed
classic,
to happen.
but I'm
yeah.
done seeing that, man. Like,
If you wanted it
needed
there,
a facelift.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the way it looks. I'm not
No,
I'm not a Mega
but-
Man person either though, but I don't mind the way
I mean,
the way
I'm
it looks.
terrible with classic Mega Man games. I'm shit at them, but like this one, like,
Does it still feel like that? Just with.
oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah, like you can choose your difficulty with the demo.
Mhm.
I just did normal, and I'm just getting my ass kicked.
What's the difference? I know they did that with a couple Mega Man
Maybe
games,
not
but
as
I-
many shots it takes to hurt somebody. Maybe it's not as many
that would-
enemies.
okay.
Probably more platforms. I think that was a thing with the easy mode, where if there's spikes everywhere, it's now covered with platforms, so you don't have to fall in.
Okay.
That might be like super easy mode or something.
All right.
I don't know. But they give you a little tutorial where you can try out everything before playing a level. You're just fighting Blockman, and you have 2 powers already with you.
Mhm.
You have some electric power, where when you shoot at the ground or the ceiling, the little orb will hit it, and then it'll split, and it'll frame around the floor and ceiling. And then you have a like explosive, like not really a drill, but some kind of tool in your arm, and you just blow shit up with it. And it's cool because it's not just a reskin with different colors. It's like a whole, they added
New
stuff
suit.
to
That's
the costume.
neat.
So yeah, and then you have your rush coil. So yeah, it's very Mega Man. It's very it's faithful to it. It feels nice. Yeah, just that mid boss fight I just don't get. Didn't have the patience.
It's out next month, right?
Yeah, in October.
Cool.
I think it's the 6th.
All right.
Same day as RDR. Send it out to die.
Right.
Tomb Raider style.
Well, no, that's the 26th.
I was just joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, no.
You know, Battlefield 5 it, you know.
Then I went onto my PS4 for just 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Decided to get the Street Fighter 30th anniversary.
That's the one that has everything.
It has 12 games.
Okay.
It has all the arcade.
It has a lot of things.
It has all the arcade versions of up from the first Street Fighter up to Third Strike.
And this is the one where only 3 or 4 of the games has online.
I think so.
Okay.
You can buy Third Strike
There's just
separately.
so many Street Fighter things out there nowadays. I just need to keep it straight.
Yeah, so I got it just to mostly play Third Strike. And this anniversary thing sucks.
Yeah, I can tell by the way you let it
sucks.
know.
It sucks a lot of dick. I'm usually not
What
harsh.
platform?
All of them.
Oh. Which one are you playing it on?
PS4.
Okay.
Was it on
you
sale
did say
this
that.
week?
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. So
I paid $40.
Why does it suck? Because
Okay, so it's mostly a UI thing.
yeah,
And aside from that, the games themselves don't fit full to your TV. Because these are the arcade ports, you can still do widescreen or full screen, but you'll still have a big ass black frame around your.
oh well,
Around
then
your
that's your
TV.
fault. Turn your TV on its side.
Well, it's a computer monitor.
Yeah, I
Oh
look.
my god, flip it.
Yeah, look. That's what whenever I get a game like that, I take my 55-inch TV. I put it on its
It's not a
back.
shmup. It's a fighter.
I'm kidding. I know. No, I'm kidding.
monitor does that. It flips vertically.
No, I'm calling the cops.
But yeah, and then aside from that, it's not it's truly, it's just straight up ports. So nothing is cleaned up, nothing is nicer looking. It's all super tiny pixels. It looks ugly. Apparently, people are complaining that the PS3 version did it better for Third Strike compared to this one.
I think I have.
How?
Everyone
hated that the inside of the PS3. How did it do it better?
I guess they just cared more with like the art and the ratio and all that stuff.
So
and the online too, apparently. Was
so
better
correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like the Call of Duty joke in a way. It's like they created a folder that said 30th anniversary, and then went to all their directories and pulled the game, like just the game folder, and dragged it into 30th anniversary and kind of
pretty much
threw it out there. Maybe it was some extra net code.
Basically,
it's surprising though because
whenever you're done a match, so because it's the arcade one,
yeah,
not the console versions. There's no options. There's no nothing. It's just here's your games. Pick one. Instantly loads right into it. That's cool. It goes right to the character select screen. It doesn't go to like a title screen or anything. It's just go in here, pick your character, have a fight. You can choose the options of like how long you want the match to be or whatever, but that has to be outside of before you pick the game. You go in, do your thing, and it's like, hey. So usually when fighting games do like a, hey, you want a rematch? It's instant on like yes. Mm-hmm. This is instant on no. So if you're just I want a rematch. I just want to get back into it.
Smash, yeah.
Takes you all the way back to picking the games again, and it's like motherfucker. So and you can't change that.
Huh.
The UI is just ugly. It's just red, white, and blue everywhere. And like all that's crisp and clean, and then you go into the game, it's just like a pixel shit mess for some reason.
Weird.
I mean, I played it for a while. Like me and my friend were just back and forth, whatever. Like so, like eventually I just got used to it, and the game is fine. The game itself is fine. It's everything around it that is bad. It looks like this feels rushed.
Yeah, I mean, I know this was delayed too, but this was Digital Eclipse, and it's the same people that like made the Legacy, the Mega Man collection.
Wow. Well, this must have been like a. I can see where they put their time into it, and
Same
this is in the special features. So they have like a making of.
Right, and that's the stuff.
Thing. They have a photo gallery. They have a timeline. You can see all the character sprites, how they evolved, and view the frames of each of their signature moves between each game. That's all cool. Like that's fine. But to look at all the pictures, you have to go into the timeline, pick when that game was released, go down, then jump into it, and then go through all the pictures. It's not just like a, hey, pick a game. Hey, here's all the images. It's all scattered. It's not all collective in one thing.
Yeah,
so
that's weird.
The navigating it's not good.
Because this is, if I remember correctly, Frank Cifaldi, who has done a lot of like video game historian work. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot the word historian for a second. But like part of the Video Game History Foundation and like was the reason why the Mega Man Legacy Collection had so much shit packed into it. Yeah. I feel like he was working on this too. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his Twitter now.
I mean, it has all the same stuff. It's just getting to it is just a little weird and just feels out of place the way they did it for some reason.
That's a bummer.
It's just the design choice isn't good. It just feels very basic. Like it's not Street Fighter to me. It's just, hey, here's just a clean menu.
Huh.
Everything's blue with a red highlighting and yellow text or whatever. And
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it doesn't grab you. It doesn't say like, we are celebrating this franchise. It's just like we're just preserving history, and if you just want to know a little more here, you can just go look at this. It doesn't have that energy.
That sucks.
Is Ryu in all the games?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm sold.
All the games?
I mean, yeah.
Have they ever made a Street Fighter without Ryu?
No, and I think he should be unlockable. He shouldn't be starting off, because if he's supposed to be like the world warrior, like the champion, you should earn that.
Yeah. I get that.
Make you start with like Sakura or something. Someone similar.
Nice.
Dan. Start with Dan.
So you're saying don't buy this or do buy it or buy it on sale?
If you're trying just to play Third Strike, buy the Third Strike game separately. It's $6.99.
On PS4?
Yes.
All right.
If you want like a cool digital art book soundtrack and little documentary thing, then you can pay the $40 for all that. If you just want that history, but it's like a condensed history. It's not an in-depth type of thing. It's just hey, it just came out in this year.
All right.
And here's some pictures. Like the art's cool, but
is it worth $20 in your opinion?
Maybe 20 might be a better thing.
Okay.
I think that might be the limit. But yeah, I would just buy the art book, which is like $50 for some reason. You're better off just doing that.
All right.
Because I'm not going to play all these games. I'm not going to play 50 versions of Street Fighter 2.
That's what you used to say now.
Every time I've bought those things, I've never.
So you bought the one on... Yeah, you did buy the one on Switch.
Oh, that one I'd rather play.
Oh, weird.
Come in.
Oh yeah, the Joy-Con mode. Is that you're down with that one?
Yeah, totally. Let's do that.
Yeah, that was my mode.
And then just on my Xbox, I bought Resident Evil 4, so it was on sale.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's like $8. Pretty good.
So what number version is that? Is that like the 16th edition of Resident Evil 4 at this point?
It's just a port of like the HD.
Well, yeah,
version.
yeah,
That's
but
been
like,
all of them.
what console number are we on now?
Oh yeah. So we're talking from GameCube up to
Yeah.
now. Yeah, definitely.
So I know there's the Wii make, or no, sorry,
The Wii make.
there was the PS2 version,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then the Wii make, the Wii edition,
Yeah.
and then the HD collection,
The HD version that hit 360 and PS3.
Right.
and then they redo the HD collection again.
They just re-released
They
it.
just
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's
they
no
ported
like.
it up.
There's no Xbox One specific
But
enhancements.
they just ported it up. That's
I
fine.
think they did port it up to. So wait, is it a native Xbox One game or are you playing a 360 back compat game?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Xbox One native.
Okay,
So when you see
Great.
the controls, it shows Xbox One controller and everything. And,
interesting.
Love that.
yeah.
And when you're earning
And then when I get the achievement, it's the
it's
Xbox
the
One.
Xbox One.
achievement.
Okay, yep.
Because it's
got
on
it.
PS4. I know it's on PS4.
Jesus.
I
So
just bought it.
second and third question, follow-ups here. Just doing our journalistic duties.
Right.
How many? Which number version purchase of this game is your? Sorry.
How many times have I bought this game?
There you go. That's the. I was trying to think of a better, more
This would be my
journalistic way to ask
third
that.
one.
Okay. GameCube, Wii, now this.
GameCube, PC.
Oh. You never
Then-
played the Wii one?
No, I heard it's good though because
Oh.
of the shooting. I mean, I played it, but I never owned
So I
it.
play the Wii one.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
where-
mean,
that was when I first
that one's
played
like
it.
preferred a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
And then which which playthrough number is this for you?
So I beat on GameCube a lot. I want to say around maybe 5 or 6 times I did full playthroughs. PC never really started. I got to like just did beginning stuff, whatever. This I just got Ashley and jumped through the window. So that's like end of chapter 2-1.
And then you realize, oh fuck, I gotta escort her everywhere.
Yeah, but, I mean it's fine.
Because you guys have this like intimate knowledge with this game, like
Yeah.
both of you. I think Ben too.
I'm also with this run, I'm not investing in any guns yet, so I still have the basic pistol and shotgun.
Right.
Haven't upgraded them because I'm waiting to get either the Blacktail or the Red 9 pistol, and
Oh, I
waiting
never-
to get the riot gun, and then I'm gonna up those. So I have a shit ton of money right now,
Nice.
and I fought El Gigante with just my basic stuff just fine.
That's a chainsaw boy.
That's a big giant. El Gigante means the giant.
Oh yeah, I know that. But is that the guy with the fucking bag over his head?
No,
that
that's
comes-
just a normal
That's the dude
dude.
with the eye, right?
Hmm?
Are you talking about the dude?
El.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
giant.
the one outside, like after the lake. Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
way back.
Yeah.
Duh.
In this version of the game, when you approach the guy and he opens his jacket and says, "What are you buying?" Does he have copies of Resident Evil 4 inside of his jacket yet?
I tried looking.
Okay.
I thought I could see something, but it just looked like a lot of copies of what is it?
Just Dance 2016 for the Wii.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah.
It was pretty colorful.
That makes sense.
Could have been Dance Central because the Xbox version.
That's fair. Yeah.
They're not the same publisher.
No, but I mean,
It's okay.
they have their own
They look.
dancing game.
Anybody can buy it
Might
on
have been
clearance and resell. it.
PS4 version, it'll just be copies of SingStar or something.
Boom.
What if it's Def Jam? That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
I think I think the guy who voices that also voices Leon.
All right.
Leon.
But yeah, I mean,
That fucking
it's
voice, man.
Resident Evil 4. Just getting hyped for 2. That's mostly why I'm playing it.
Yeah.
That's Resident Evil 4 is such a good game.
And then I utilized my Games Pass, jumped into Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, nice.
For-
How's that for
for
the
the-
first time?
Yeah. I made it to the third world.
Yeah.
It's all like swamp. I forget the name of it. It's all like swampy.
Swampy Swallows.
Yeah. A lot of them are alliteration. This one wasn't, I think. But yeah, it's just figuring out 3D platformer collectathon. I'm
How's it
enjoying
hold
it.
up today?
It's pretty well. This one's actually more fit for Xbox One for some reason, but
Interesting.
it uses 360 achievements.
Well, it's on their Xbox though, right?
So there are a couple things happen with this. Like,
maybe it's just ported from 360.
I think the Game Pass version is the 360 backwards compatibility, like XBLA version.
Yeah.
If you buy Rare Replay, then you get the Xbox One, and I believe it's separate achievement lists.
Which is weird because their version of Conquer in that Rare Replay is the 64 version, not Live and Reloaded.
Right.
Live and Reloaded gets separately.
I
don't think anyone wants that in the Rare Replay though.
What, Live and Reloaded?
Yeah.
I want it.
What was wrong with it?
That one
I thought the game didn't turn out well, or it didn't.
No.
Oh.
If anything, it did better. That one's actually enhanced with Xbox One X or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never played that version.
I never played either version.
Yeah,
so.
I watched a video the other day where it was like breaking down the differences between all three versions of like original 64, Rare Replay version, Live and Reloaded, Xbox.
I was just gonna say, was it John Linneman breaking it down?
No, it was just some fan who just really likes it.
No,
don't trust it.
It was like a 40-minute video.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I want to talk about ray tracing for 40
love,
minutes now.
I love John Linneman, and
Me
anything
too,
he puts
man.
out, I will fucking swoon over.
I won't understand half the shit he's saying. But
I have watched so many videos that I have no interest in, or games that I don't care about, because John Linneman talks about them, and his passion for that stuff is so fucking pure.
Every 5 minutes, man. It's what a fucking nerd. He's so cool.
I love him. Love him.
That guy fucks.
Well, how's the Xbox been generally? Like, been a good. It's been a solid week under your belt now. 2 weeks almost.
I mean, because going from that, I want to try out this platform and see which one I like. That's the end of my banjo thing.
Yeah.
But just between Halo and that with the Games Pass, trying to utilize that more, and Sea of Thieves, just been.
Oh yeah, Sea of Thieves.
Pretty good.
Because
you and I are almost done Halo Reach.
Yeah, we're nearing the edge there, and even like the one I think we talked about it last week, but we like had a weird glitch, and then we had to restart a chapter, and it didn't really count the progress, and we got caught up. We played through the ones that we missed the progress on. We're ready to jump into the next, but how about like just using it, like like the UI and stuff. I know this is a little like dumb, but
it was weird, like I said before, to like get used to. I'm starting to like it now.
Yeah.
It became my new video console.
Oh wow.
Like I was watching everything on my PS4 before, or my computer, but now I'm just watching it on my Xbox. So I just have everything in one spot.
Did you make a folder with the video apps?
Yes.
Smart.
Did that. So it has YouTube, Crunchyroll, Amazon Prime, YouTube, whatever, Netflix, all that.
2 copies of YouTube.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Mixer.
You can't watch everything on Mixer. Sorry.
That's what you think.
I haven't even
know
opened.
That. Could you watch TI-8? No.
I haven't even opened that app yet for Mixer, but it's just
I know for a fact you couldn't watch that on Mixer.
I'm sure someone was hosting.
To be fair, it was already
illegally.
Yeah. It was pre-installed, but I didn't download that.
Yeah.
I have a Halo folder for all those games.
Yeah, I made my original one, Fighting Games are Dope, and I just got all those, and now I got a new one, Halo Games are Dope, and it's just got all the Halo games.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I like that console quite a bit. All right, let's talk turkey. Sea turkey.
Okay.
We did something that I never thought we would do this week, and we played a lot. Well, we played Sea of Thieves, and had a good time playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
like a really good time, which I did not have the first time. If you recall, the first time I played Sea of Thieves, and this was your first time jumping in, right?
Yeah.
I jumped in. There's no tutorial, no direction, no definition of what you're supposed to do from the start.
I think you can talk to the people inside the tavern.
Yeah, I'm dumb, so I didn't do that. And I just ended up on a...
shocked by that at all.
Shut up. I got a boat, and before I knew it, that boat was at the bottom of the sea. And I had no idea what I did wrong, or there was no... That was another thing, too. Like, there was no feedback for... Like, no one said there's going to be holes in your boat, you need to patch it. Maybe you could talk to somebody in a bar that would tell you that, but...
Maybe. I don't know.
Even that one. There's a lot of ambiguity.
Probably not, but Minecraft doesn't teach you much. Well, not until the console versions, but before that, it didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Bloodborne doesn't teach you much either, but at least acknowledges, hey, you might want to come here for a weapon.
Oh, no. Fuck that. Bloodborne, I didn't get a weapon for like 3 hours into that game.
I know.
I was trying to bare fist that werewolf at the beginning. Anyway, just a little insight into how stupid I am.
Yeah.
I sunk that ship a bunch of times. I finally like stopped having. I like sailed somewhere. I captured a pig and I didn't know what to do with it. And then I quit. And I was like, let me try and jump in with strangers, which I did. And it was just a couple of guys like shouting at me, and I didn't really know what was happening or what we were supposed to do. And some guy was like, "Do you have the key?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, where's the key?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know where the key is." And then they all left the party, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna uninstall this," and that was it. So then this week, it was like, "Hey, let's jump in Halo Reach and hang out." And Marc was like, "Oh, well, actually, Joe and I are playing Sea of Thieves if you want to join." And I was like, "Oh, okay. How long are you going to be doing that? Because maybe we'll just play Halo Reach instead." And then I legitimately fell asleep on the couch. I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay. I should reinstall that." And I was watching something. I think I was watching John Linneman, and I just got sleepy, fell asleep. Like woke up 2 hours later. I was like, "Oh shit! I did not mean to fall asleep on the couch. Why did this happen?" And I woke up and I was like, "Hey, you still playing? What's going on?" And he was like, "Yeah, we're still in." I was like, "All right, I'll download it." Downloaded it, and it was like I was doing everything I could to mentally drag my feet getting into this thing. Because after my last experience, I was like, there's nothing to do in this game. And to be quite frank, like, there's still nothing to do in this game. But I say that knowing that there's so much to do, right? Like, on paper, this game is like 3 things. You sail, you get treasure, you sell treasure, period. Gameplay-wise, though, there's all these like weird intricate systems, but you can treat them as intricately as you want to, right? Like, you don't need to go way deep into it, but you can. It's there if you want to, which I think I like that option. And I think what I really appreciated this time around was stepping into it and having you guys already play for a few hours and then me kind of join in and just like, all right, what am I doing? And then have people that were openly communicating, go do this, grab that sail. Turn the sail toward the wind. We're going to go after this treasure now. And then just learning together, but openly communicating, I think was really helpful in actually having an enjoyable time with this game this time around, as opposed to the first time where it was just like no direction, no definition of what my goals were. You know, generally, you understand. It's a pirate game. You're going to sail a ship and get fucking treasure. But it didn't make sense the first time. And this time it just clicked in a different way.
Yeah, I think playing by yourself versus playing with friends are 2 completely different experiences. And like I've played by myself and I'm more like cautious with everything. I'm always on guard. Yeah. If I see another ship in anywhere, I try to avoid it as much as I can so I can do my thing and whatever. But if I'm playing with friends, we're just like, I don't give a fuck. And then if we see a ship we think we can take on, we'll take them on if we want, or we'll avoid them or make an alliance. And then if we get treasure, we split it because of that alliance and whatever.
Which is cool. Yeah.
But the way I see that game, it's like an exaggerated pirate simulator. So it's not a fully fleshed out game just yet.
I don't know if I need it to be, though.
Right. But like I see it as an equivalent of when you're a kid and you're playing pretend with your friends. This is that. So it's like it's as much as your imagination you want to go with it. I mean, as well as getting the missions and money and for cosmetics, which is almost every game lately it seems like. But I don't want to be too dismissive of the game, but from an outside perspective on it, when you see it or watch a video or something, it's just like, it kind of does explain everything in that video, but I think it's all the little everything about it, all the little details in that game that aren't a big focal point, somehow string everything together so nicely and charming. Where it's it's a lot of water, but if you happen to look at that water, so I don't mean just the surface of it, how pretty and how the colors change depending where you are in the weather. Yeah. You can go underneath, see all that coral, see all the fish and sea life around you, see a shark that's going to come fucking kill you, or it has 2 of his buddies with him. Yeah. And those sharks are all different. One to be covered in arrows and scars. One is just whatever. There's barrels floating around. You can go jump off the boat and get the stuff, the loot from that. There's sunken ships you can go down and get treasure. There is a lot, but you just have to go looking for it. It almost has a Breath of the Wild kind of approach to it.
It does, but also you don't need to take the Breath of the Wild approach. Like, it's nice because
No.
you could just sail aimlessly and discover things, which is cool. But also, like, you go to any outpost and you buy missions to go on. And the further you level up, the different missions you're going to get. And they're going to lead you to a different spot. And there's so much in that. Like, it's so funny, like, how easily we fell into these dynamics of, like, being on a pirate ship together and which roles we took and, like, how we each, I don't know, we do a specific task. Like, when we dock or rather when we're ready to, like, get going, it's like one of us is staring at the voyage we're about to take to try and figure out where's the voyage and then find it on the map and then chart it, while the other one's like raising the anchor and moving the sails, and somebody else is right, like, we each kind of fall into a thing and we're working together. And then the dumb little fucking moments of just like sailing in the middle of nowhere, and then you just hear somebody else on the boat happen to pull out an accordion, and you're like, oh shit, we're drinking. And you just start playing dumb instruments, and it's so stupid. But you can't help but pull out your fucking instrument too and just fucking dance on the deck and have a stupid ass time. It's like so dumb in the best way.
Yeah, I like that the instruments all play together.
Oh, it's so subtle, but like it immediately like pulls you together.
But
like,
if you're drunk playing it, it's all out of tune and shitty.
It's so funny.
And
it has no right to be that funny. Like, it's like it's the equivalent on like paper as a fart joke. It's just not funny. But it is. I don't know why it is.
Yeah, and then like if you're doing a mission, you happen to go to an island, you find something shiny, happens to be a message in a bottle, and that can either be a bounty, another quest,
Sting's voice.
Yeah, or like a riddle.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to the island, and then that it's trying to talk about, and then the riddle will continue, and then you can find treasure that way.
Yeah, and that's a cool dynamic.
Meanwhile,
too.
dealing with people who might want to come kill you and take your shit and shoot you down while you, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of that too. So like,
or deep sea monsters.
Yeah, freaking Megan.
So the first night that we played, the three of us, it started with us like, all right, let's get some treasure. And you get treasure. You go to an island. There's some skeletons protecting the treasure. So you kill the skeletons. You get the treasure. And you leave and you go, should we go cash this in? Nah, let's go get more treasure. And you slowly keep doing that little by little until you've amassed this kind of hefty chunk of treasure that is probably time to cash in. And then you push it a little bit more. And that risk reward of like, do we risk it and lose it all just for one more big bounty? Or do we go trade it in and play it safe? And then that one, we went to an island. The skeletons on the island are firing cannonballs at us. We kind of work our way away from the line of fire. We anchor the ship. We run on board or run on land, grab the treasure, get what we need, get off the island. As we're leaving, we get hit with another cannonball. Pretty heavily too, like in a point where we're like, oh shit. We got to react, and it was like, I think at that point I asked the question like, wait, what happens if our ship sinks right now? And we're like, well, we lose everything. And it was like 2 hours worth of treasure we had amassed. And it was like, oh, we lose everything. And it was like, oh shit, okay, we should go cash this in. Probably a good time anyway, because I'm gonna go to bed. Like we were all like, yeah, we've been playing for a bit. It's probably time for bed, because it was like the end of Labor Day weekend. Like, you know, all right, we all gotta go back to work tomorrow. Let's fucking do this. So we're on the way back, and the island just comes over the horizon, and we're like, there it is. That's our outpost. We're almost home. And I think we were celebrating. I think we were sitting there like, we almost made it. We're playing the drums and the fucking accordion and whatever that guitar thing is. And just...
the hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah. Having a great time. And then a fin goes by. I don't remember which one of you said it, but one of you was like, oh shit.
It was probably me.
And it was like, oh.
Joe saw it.
I was like, oh, is that a shark? And it was like, no, that's bigger than a shark. And we're like, oh, what is it? And then you just see like
it's one big fin and two little fins on the sides.
And as soon as you see that, you're like, oh, this is a big motherfucker. And then you see the glow of the green eyes kind of peek from beneath the surface, and it just kind of like crashes back down. And then you're like, what's it gonna do? And then we're like, well, what are we gonna do? We're sailing right toward the outpost. All we've got to do is go to the outpost and cash in our treasure.
I thought I could kill it.
And Marc goes, fuck it. That's what any human being does when they see something big. They go, well, I can't fuck it yet, so I'll kill it. So let's shoot shit at it. So before Marc could fuck it, he decided to fire cannonballs. And at that point, party on. We're all just loading up every cannon that we can with a cannonball and just fire away. And we slowly got better at shooting cannons, it turns out.
Yeah.
But the fucking thing wouldn't go down. And for every like 2 shots you actually land on the thing, it's coming at you. Like jaws wide open, 17 rows of teeth, and it's taken several hunks out of the side of your boat.
It rocks the whole boat and you can fly off of it.
So, I mean, at any moment, like we're getting ejected from the boat, we're trying to plug holes, and it's hard enough to plug one hole.
You also have to get a bucket and scoop out water while people are boarding up the holes.
Because if you don't, if there's too many holes and too much water is coming in, your boat is sinking. And remember, this is like just in the wake of us being like, oh, we could lose everything. And we hit a point where we kept thinking we could kill it. Just one more ball is going to do it. We didn't know how many balls it actually took. But we kept thinking we were so close, even though we weren't. And we're like, all right, well, maybe we're not going to kill this thing. Maybe we should just head back to shore. And then like, boom. And like, it hit another. And this is like after I was already thrown off the boat, after I died and I came back, and then you got thrown off the boat, and then Joe's trying to steer it. And then I'm back on. I'm slowly patching everything up, but I'm out of boards to patch up the holes. So I'm at this point, all I can do is we have one single hole left to plug, and I'm just bucketing water off the side of the ship. Marc's dead. He knows he's got 5 boards in his inventory. So as soon as he respawns, he can come back and start patching things up. But in the meantime, Joe's got to get us to shore, and I got to keep bucketing water out. Meanwhile, this fucking giant shark is pissed off and still coming at us. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it wasn't like doing anything heavy while you were still waiting to respawn. But then finally, like we're close to shore, and it still hit. And you had enough to plug up at that point all of the holes but one. Or no. You plugged them up, and then we got hit again. Yeah. And we made it to shore, and Joe jumps off, and he's running around. He's like, I'm going to go get more boards. Meanwhile, we're pretty sure the shark's gone, but we're still not positive. Yeah. And Marc and I are just running back and forth. Like, he's down on the right side, or I'm sorry, starboard, and I'm on whatever the fuck they call the
starboard
left.
And port. Get it right.
Port, there you go.
If you're going to be a pirate, at least do the appropriate terms.
And we're just bucketing water off left and starboard and port.
Yeah, there you go.
And Joe's like, all right, I got 4 boards. And we're like, okay, we need 6. And so he runs back and he patches up 4 of the holes. And we're like, all right, we feel a little bit better. But Jesus Christ, we're still not going to make it. Mm-hmm. He's running all over this fucking island and can't find any boards. And we're like, fuck it, just start taking treasure back. So he's like grabbing treasure to run it. And he does find boards. But like, just that like actual real tension that you feel. And the actual weight, like, removing itself from your body, like once
it's being relieved.
Oh God, we finally fucking got it. And like I wanted to like high five both of you in that moment, like when we finally made it, because there's so much stress and so much tension, but it felt so good to actually get it.
Joe pointed it out pretty accurately. He said he hadn't had an experience like that since like Left 4 Dead, and I was like, that's actually a good point. Whether it's PvP or single player, when you're going towards the end, trying to get to the final safe house, and there's a tank, and then there's a hordes of zombies, and like you're low, and like you need to be patched up, but you don't have a first aid kit. Somebody else has a first aid kit, so you're protecting the dude that's wounded, while somebody's throwing a pipe bomb to divert some of those. Somebody's throwing a Molotov to get the tank, and you're just trying to make it, or like you get knocked down, you're trying to pull them up. While you pulling them up, someone else is protecting your ass. It's just all that. It's just a lot of shit happening at once.
Once shit goes bad, you need everyone on board.
Yeah.
Literally.
I just didn't expect it from that kind of game.
Not at all.
When I was seeing it at E3, like I never had like I was just indifferent.
Yeah,
and then when he showed it off, it was like people just playing. I'm like, all right, it's just like a multiplayer kind of game. Like that's just all I took it as.
And I wanted like a deeper story. Or I don't even know what I wanted out of that game, but
it's weird.
I don't care now.
It almost has like a Fortnite approach with the story.
Where they like slowly patch it in over time, or like it's in the background, it's
and
in
like
cursory.
The characters on these islands, like they actually kind of, some of them do mean something. Like if you actually talk to them, there is like stuff going on. But like you said, you just have to go. Like if that's the kind of game you want, then that's what you go for. And I think they're adding something this week or next week. I think it might be next week, where it's like the Shrouded Isle or something like that, where it's like a new island now.
Which is
I don't
cool.
know how that gets formed.
Yeah.
But it's all volcanic and shit. And when you didn't play, I played with my other friends. We actually took on ghost ships. Skeleton cruise ships.
Nice.
I had to go like off for a second, but I was still in the game. They were taking on one while I was away, and when he took on that one, 2 more popped up.
Oh my god.
So we were just constantly spinning in a circle, just shooting at them.
Nope.
And I come back, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" It's just like these gold-covered skeletons and everything, just taking their treasure and trying to sink them and get the fuck out. It was insane.
The one night we played after our Megalodon night, we ended up making an alliance. We're sailing, and like, you know, the game is mostly PvE, but there's always that risk of PvP, or just not even PvP, but just other player interaction. And
they give you challenges to encourage that too.
Sure. And we see a ship in the distance, and of course, you know, Marc, like, let's fucking kill him. No, I don't know if it was, but we're always like,
I was probably more cautious.
No.
Joe would probably be like, let's kill him.
No, yeah, Joe. The fucking mass murdering in cold blood, not mass murdering. Dude shot a fucking pig point blank.
All right, well, there was a bug where we couldn't.
It doesn't matter.
We couldn't feed the pigs and retrieve them to give to the merchants, so because they would die on the way back. So he just did it quicker.
We didn't know that. We didn't know that at the time. If we knew that, I would have been half okay with it. We captured a pig. We're going to go sell it. And it just starts squealing. And I walk up. I'm like, all right, feed banana. Feed banana. Nothing. It's just still just. And then Joe's like, oh, it's cool. I'll take care of it. And walks over and just fucking murders it. And Marc and I, like, I think we're playing and our characters just stand still and we're just almost like looking at each other like, what the fuck was this?
He's like, I'm the captain now.
God. But, you know, we saw that other ship, and, like, I think the alliance piece was cool, too. Like, it was so dumb. But we ended up, we see them, and I like to go up into the sailor's throtch. Is that that's the official term?
I don't know. I don't operate sailboats.
Sure, it's crow's nest. Sailor's throtch. I'm up in the sailor's throtch, and I'm looking at it. I like to get my old peepers, and I'm looking across the sea, and I look and I see this boat. We all saw the boat, but I look and I'm like, oh wait, they got their alliance flag up. And let's do it. So we put ours up. We get close. We both drop anchor, and then we're in an alliance, which, like Marc said, we share treasure if we all cash it in. We ended up with like another crew of 4 just getting drunk and dancing and throwing up on each other, and everyone was throwing up on each other, which made everyone throw up on each other. And
the mast,
but the little bucket up top, that's the crow's
all,
nest, right?
The peak of the sail is the mast, so you're up on the mast.
Yeah, and like they have a bell up there, and there's a bell all at the bottom on the deck, and you
go up there and you ring that in tune with the music you're playing, and you have a great time. It was just like we had an 8-person band going on, and we're just, man.
Were you there for that one when we allianced and then their ship was getting attacked?
I don't think I was.
Okay,
no.
that was another night then. Yeah, we allianced with like a 3-man crew or something.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes kept trying to shoot us. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? We're like alliance. And then Megan came and she started wrecking their ship, and I was on their ship.
No, that was the night I was there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one guy started shooting us and we were like, what is he doing? And then someone killed him.
Yeah, I was like, if he does it again, we're just gonna fucking kill him. And that's pretty much what happened.
And then, okay, when you said their other ship got attacked, I thought you meant like by another ship.
Oh, no, yeah. And
and
eventually both our ships sank or something like that.
That was a night.
Because it gets to a point where you can't repair it anymore. You might have enough planks, but that ship just takes so much damage that you just can't. And go down with it.
Wow.
Playing music as it's sinking, as you're going down with it.
Yeah, we did that. We got that achievement. Just dumb. But yeah, I didn't expect to get anything out of that game ever again.
It's just, like, it's a very social game.
For sure. I think now, you know, I could pop in and do like an hour by myself just to like, all right, I'm going to get a little bit of treasure just to get that jacket or whatever the fuck.
It's exhausting to do it by yourself, though. Just
I
because you have
imagine
to, like, do everything.
Sure. But it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, that's one thing this week where I've been like so swamped with everything that I've missed playing it. You know, we only played it like a few times, but it feels really good.
Yeah. I don't know how long this game could last.
I agree.
Like the longevity of it.
Yep.
I do like that they keep adding things and they do develop weekly developer updates.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they're still keeping it afloat for now. Yeah, I don't know how long that would go on for. I don't know what is in store to make that game completely different or not. But
Yeah, I don't know.
for the meantime, it's something. It's not like the game by any means, but like
No, but I think too the other rad thing was
it's a nice balance to everything else that I'm playing. For me.
Yeah. The having it as a play anywhere title, being able to like pick up right where I left off
Yeah,
on
that's
PC.
the cool thing too. Because Joe and Daniel were playing on PC, and then we were Xbox, or I think you were on PC.
I was on
one
Xbox
point.
the first night and then PC
Yeah.
the second because like I've kept my Xbox in the living room mostly, but then Katie was not home the first night. The second night she was home, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna be a dick. Go up on the PC. Boom.
But yeah, like not to be like dismissive on it, but it does still have its quite share of bugs.
Yeah.
That can not necessarily break the game, but it can definitely take away from it. The character creation is not my favorite.
I do not like the character.
I don't like
creation
the
at all.
rotation of just randomly people
Rotation of
popping
random
up.
characters that you never find one you actually like, and then
Mm-hmm.
which I guess
I hope they change that in the future, but
part of it is like, okay, well, I guess my character doesn't matter, but then the other part of it is like, then you put so much emphasis on the customization of that character. Like that's really the only reason you're getting treasure is for the customization. So I can't customize
Yeah.
a character I give a fuck
you
about.
can also customize your boat too.
Yeah, but yeah,
What else? The load time.
that initial load sucks.
It's a trade off because
I know, once
it's a
it's-
long load time, but once it's done,
It's done.
Never have to
Oh,
load
is it like
again.
GTA 5
Yeah,
long?
yeah.
Yeah,
But once it's
so-
done, it's done. And
Like
you-
GTA 5 though.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything's just seamless after that. So that's cool.
Yeah,
4-person party, you can't go any bigger
That
with
sucks.
that one. Like I get why though.
Yeah, but that's a lot of
That-
games.
Yeah, it makes sense because they also
I know,
don't
but
want
6. If we could have 6.
Yeah, but like they don't want like a 10-man boat going around just fucking everyone over being a bully. So they just want everybody to be a little more
Well, then
fair about
you
it.
change the way that loads. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
shit they could do network side to make sure that a 10-person boat isn't going to run into a 2-man boat consistently.
Right. We haven't used it, but maybe in-game chat would work more better next time with that game because they have like a horn you can talk out of to extend your
yeah.
voice, so you can talk to other ships from across the way.
Oh, you
Or-
mean for talking to strangers?
You can also attract skeletons
Oh,
because they respond to that,
interesting.
and you can have them like come towards you. Or
Is there
whatever.
any kind of like push to talk button?
That is pretty much the
That's
push
the-
to talk
yeah.
button is when you have that. Well,
So
And
like
you
on
can- you can
so
map
like on
that.
PC side, right? I'm assuming
oh,
there's
if
a
it's
key,
just
right?
2 people. Oh yeah.
But like if on
there's-
Xbox, is there like a button to toggle or something like that?
I think it depends on your headset because I think it's like a proximity voice thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much like if you're not muted, then you're gonna hear everything.
And it's an in-game setting. Like you go in and you choose in settings like whether or not nearby players will hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, well, I'm thinking more of the PC side of it, but like
Right.
say like
There could be. I'm not.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're all in a Discord chat, and then but you want to talk to that ship. Like, is there a key I can hit?
I think so. I think because I was trying to find something and I accidentally clicked something and random parts of my inventory were popping up where on Xbox you have to be using the weapon wheel to do that. On PC, I was like,
You can actually
I mean-
type a message to somebody.
well, but I think like I hit like N or something and a random like shovel came up or whatever the fuck it was. But like the things that are normally on the wheel are all mapped to different keys. So I think yes is the answer.
Because like I think of something like Rainbow Six, right? Like me and Nick we're obviously in our own Discord chat, just bullshitting or whatever. But then like if we need to say like, oh, hey, bomb at wherever
Right.
on map, whatever. I can hit a key and say, hey, I found the bomb. It's here,
Yeah.
and let go, and I'm back to talking about fucking Tinder with Nick or something like that.
Nice.
I've never actually done any game like that where I'm in a party chat and I extended to public chat at the same time. It's either been one or the other for me. So it's something I've really.
I haven't
We do
had
that a
to, but
lot.
but in this case, like this
That's a good
would-
idea though. Like, I
It
never
would
thought
do that a
about
lot.
it.
Yeah, it would make sense for certain things.
Also, leads to other bullshit, but
Yeah, well,
Nick's
yeah.
worse than me.
Well, yeah.
FYI.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say about the game. I can't believe that we were talking about it. I never thought I'd play that game again. But I'm happy to be surprised.
Yeah, I was just indifferent. I was like, oh, I'll try it. And, I mean, I think if it wasn't for the people that I was playing with, I probably wouldn't give two shits about
100%.
So
Again, I might be able to jump back in.
You know, that says for, I guess, a lot of games. Because there's a lot of games I wouldn't play if it wasn't for my friends.
Yeah.
So.
I couldn't go to sleep that night. That first night, I stayed up and I wrote an article about it.
I was not expecting that.
Like a 1,500, 1,600 word article, and published it. And then I laid in bed and was buzzing. I could not. I was so, the fucking adrenaline of that. It was so real. And I hadn't had fun like that, genuine joy, laughing since playing TKO for the first time in Jackbox Party Pack.
Yeah.
That pure, just raw joy of this is so fucking dumb. But being so stoked about it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. Outside of Sea of Thieves and Halo Reach, I played Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4.
Frank Reynolds Spider-Man or Man Spider?
Man Spider.
Well, I'm assuming both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you spend a lot of time today playing that?
I spent another hour playing it.
Nice.
Story-wise, I'm up to Mary Jane. I don't know if that means anything to you.
Did you get past it, or are you at it?
I beat that mission, and I stopped.
That's a game I plan on getting soon.
It is a very good...
I've seen a lot of videos. The only thing I've spoiled myself with is the costumes.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's been a fun thing. It's unlocking them, but I also have no idea how I'm unlocking them.
It doesn't take away anything for me with that game.
Well, there's two steps to it too. There's one, discovering the costume, which I'm not sure how I'm doing that part.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then you get those tokens, and we'll get into that. Yeah, but
so off the bat, the very first thing the game does is let you swing through New York City, which is exactly how I wanted it to open.
I watched the first 5 minutes or whatever.
It's so
that was cool because somebody was like, "Is this cutscene or is this in game?" And you're like, "Oh, it's in game, buddy."
I'm swinging now. I'm hitting R2.
Yeah,
and it feels so good to do it.
So pretty.
It's I played the last Spider-Man game I played was Web of Shadows or Edge of Time or whatever the hell those PS3 ones from Beanox.
Mine was Spider-Man 1 on GameCube.
Oh wow.
I played 2.
Yeah, I mean,
that
2
was the last
two
one
was
I played
a favorite.
religiously. Yeah,
2 was a fan favorite.
But I really liked Web of Shadows, and but Web of Shadows also came out, I think, literally the same year as Arkham Asylum. So
it was buried.
I think it came out earlier than Arkham, but I played it after Arkham. But either way, you play it.
There was a lot of buzz around that one,
and it was really good. But then Arkham hit, and it's just oh, this is what a game should feel like. And thankfully, I think Marvel's Spider-Man plays a lot like Arkham and feels a lot like Arkham.
But it's different. It's different. And I can point to the button that makes it different.
Circle?
Triangle.
Yeah, all right.
There's no counter to this. And the combat, I think I've said it on air, this...
Oh, you mean triangle from the Arkham games?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I meant circle in this game because you're constantly slipping under people and jumping over them and that kind of shit.
Oh, I mean, I think...
But you're right. You're not forced to counter. You don't break your combo by not landing a punch.
Spider-Man looks more fluid with the animations between combat than Batman.
Yeah, he is.
Because Batman, you're you clip across the room to flip over somebody, and it's whoa, how'd you get that fast? But it's still awesome.
This feels to be reductive, it feels like Insomniac played the Arkham games and said, we're going to make a Spider-Man game. How would Spider-Man work through this game? Mm-hmm. And it's not that it's bad. It's just not doing anything new.
Right. I mean, how many, I don't know, similar genre games have similar controls between them?
No, but this feels fresh. I know you're not saying it doesn't do anything new, but it feels fresh in the combat.
It feels fresh, and I'm happy to be playing this again. I think why it feels fresh is the fluidity of Spider-Man's movement. I think his actual the ability to run up a wall or swing through the city or run sideways across. I'm
talking about the combat.
And the combat too, but I'm also not like when Arkham hit, you're like, oh my god, this is a brand new thing. This is so like everything about this is brand new.
Oh, this is my favorite combat system in a video game like since Arkham.
I agree. I just it's an evolution of that. It's not something brand new. You know what I mean?
It's funny because whenever I first played Arkham, I was like, this is like a more fleshed out Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed,
it
was one noted though. Like
Yeah.
No, but I mean more fleshed out, right? Like that.
You fight multiple people. You have a counter button.
Yeah.
That's all you hit though.
And then you have
That's all you hit.
And then you have the eagle eye mode and see everything and whatever.
So what this game does really well is it rolls out all of your other things. So if you played the Arkham games, right, in the middle of your combat, you could also like hold R2 and pull and hit X, and you'd throw your back claw in the middle of a combo, and it'd be part of your combo. And this does that, but it slowly introduces these mechanics to you throughout fighting. So it starts and it's just punch, punch, jump, punch. Okay, now throw in a web shoot. Now throw in a slide. Now jump over. Now shoot this guy at the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's things that I know that could make that more unique, but I don't want to spoil it.
I mean, you get things, right? Like you get web powers.
But I think when you get more into this game, I think it's going to stand out further from.
And I agree, like because the more I've been playing it, the more the combat is adding more things to it. Where I'm like, oh, there's so much variety. It's not. You could probably get away with slamming square for a whole while until Spidey sense starts tingling and you have to jump out of the way. But they keep adding all these things that you can do, like extra gadgets and all these things that work into combat. And once motherfuckers start pulling out rocket launchers, you're kind of forced to like get a little creative with how you fight.
Yeah, I love all the little charming details this game has on how it does everything.
Yeah, it's it does.
Yeah, everything just feels so fluid just from looking at it. I haven't even touched the game, and I can see how impressive it is.
It's very impressive. The world, it is set in New York City, which is it's very. I welcome it a lot. Like, I'm happy we have a real city, like, because it's time. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of games that do stuff like this, but they're set in these fake places or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's also useful that it's a city that I know. I don't know it like intimately, but I know it well enough to like recognize things or certain areas, or I know generally like if someone says, "Hey, you gotta head to Midtown, Pete," I'm like, "All right, I know where Midtown is." Watch Dogs 2 did that really well with building San Francisco, but I don't know San Francisco that well, so I didn't have that same connection to it.
Oh my god, I love this game. I played like 3-4 hours and I absolutely adore this game. And I thought like maybe like that combat style, like there's only been a year removed since I played Shadow of War.
Okay.
Very similar. If not, they probably took some tech because it is Warner Brothers from Rocksteady to make.
Oh, Shadow of War.
Yeah, they beat the Shadow of War combat. And
they 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Man, this feels really good because I played bad ones. Like I don't think Mad Max is quite as crisp at that combat as as Batman or Shadow of Mordor or War at this point. Yeah, but it that one goddamn change of because Spider-Man, like the way Spider-Man plays out, because a lot of his like end combos ends up like kicking the dude across the room or across the area or whatever. And so that spreads out the fight a lot more than like in Arkham than in the Arkham games, and that plays to Batman's like lore almost, right? Because Batman's very like karate based. He's very like calculated because he's a very smart man. He goes into that. Spider-Man is like kicking people all across the room, but the fact that there is a button for me to just sling over to that guy and just fucking punch him, and then I can sling over to the next guy, and then all of a sudden, all right, well that guy seems far away. Hold on, wait, let me take that pothole, that sewer lid, and fucking twirl it around and throw it at that dude, and then like, all right, that guy's shooting at me. And which, by the way, I like the fact that everyone's shooting at me. I wish that the Arkham games did that more. I feel more in danger as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I always feel like I have to be moving.
Yeah, And then, like, all right, so that guy's shooting at me. I now have a skill tree power up where, like, if I hold triangle and pull towards me, I can rip that assault rifle out of his hand or whatever.
I mean, I assume you can just pull people to you as well, not just you going to them.
You can go to them. I don't know if that's later in the skill tree, but when you, like, pull weapons or whatever away, like, they kind of float towards you. But I feel more in control when I just hit triangle and I go to that person.
Yeah.
Like, I feel good fighting in this giant radius as Spider-Man because of all the things. And, like, and things get dicey. Like, there is always this little reticule kind of popping up all over the map. And, like, if things are getting dicey, like, I can hit L2 and R2, pop up, go up there for a second and jump right back down and just start mashing and dodging and doing all that again. And then, like, as your powers grow, you're not necessarily doing like a counter like Batman style where like you have like the Batman sense or whatever, and he hits like he does, like he just dodges and then punches you. Like it's something that's built into like a perfect time where like Spider-Man was like kind of spin out of the way and like shoot that dude with the web to kind of temporarily stun him while you deal with the person you were trying to deal with.
If you time it right, like it's not.
And I think that's a power up, but that's like one of the first ones you get or whatever.
Yeah. But so good, like, and so Spider-Man, like it makes it's
I'm so in love with this combat, and I understand like it's not new, but it feels refreshing just because of the way Spider-Man lives and breathes in that world.
Some formulas just work.
And like I feel like Batman, like it makes what Batman does makes sense for Batman, and I feel like what this game does makes so much sense for Spider-Man. Like they're not. Like Bruce Wayne
fully,
and Peter Parker are two totally different people in their worlds, and both games executed so well, and I fucking love this game.
I mean, like it so far after a few hours, like it is the best Spider-Man game you could probably make.
I'm not, I haven't saved the little kid's balloon yet, so I'm gonna say yes.
And I also like that this isn't an origin. I love that it's him.
Dude.
Yeah, no, they're well past that shit.
Yeah,
yeah. I love that.
He mentions Uncle Ben at one point. Like I had a thing where you talk to Aunt May, and he says, thank you for whatever. And after my parents and Uncle Ben, like I don't know what I would have done without you.
Even that, it wasn't like that heartfelt moment. Like him and Aunt May were having this passionate conversation. He was like trying to distract her for something else that was going on in the background.
Right.
And he was just trying to find things to say, and it built the lore, but also like it was just to
it gives you a little more insight on what kind of dude Peter is.
Right. And it was in passing. It was like literally a phrase. It wasn't like, let's flash back to that
right. It was just subtle enough to just throw that in there, and like if you don't get it, now you get it. If you got it already, cool. We're not gonna painstake you through.
Yeah,
this.
because you know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah. Right.
Like, period.
Yes.
Even if you don't read comics or watch those movies, you know who Spider-Man is. Like,
so you've got your main story. You've got some side missions that start to pop up, and then you've got your open world things, right? So there's. When
like
Peter
you're
was
slinging around and you're gonna find like a dude robbing someone.
So there's the random crime bits, right? So basically, you will find these Oscorp beacons. The state police or city police bought into Oscorp, which gave me a weird thing. So you get a phone call from the police captain that's like, these Oscorp things are on the fritz and blah blah blah. So Peter like goes to look into it, but that gave me this weird moment of pause where I was just like. Oh shit, we're close to that, aren't we, huh? Like, at any moment now, you got all these companies putting their trust in these, like, which one, is Jeff Bezos going to turn into fucking Norman Osborn any day here? Like, where are we at?
Elon Musk is like drinking whiskey and smoking pot on the air now. It might be him,
Right. I mean, like, how far off
the
are we
pot
from
goblin?
This? Oof. Anyway, so you once you get these, like, Oscorp mapping things, and once you hack into them or whatever, which is straight up Arkham again. Like that was another like,
but it's not wavelengths. It's
fuck off.
Or no, it's not. That was words. Dumb.
There you go. You already got
words.
it. Marc's pantomiming.
But this one's wavelengths, so it's different.
No, because there is the cryptograph sequencer in the Arkham games that is literally this thing. Yeah, it's literally this fucking thing.
But there were words.
I'm
Sometimes.
screaming. It is that.
Well, they probably wanted that audience too.
Oh, for sure.
So,
and
oh my God.
And they got it, right? Like, it's... Because, honestly, like, the only person that has better or badass villains the same way that Batman does is Spider-Man. Like, that's the next one in line. So yeah, those audiences blend. They cross over a whole bunch. But yeah, once you unlock the little map stations, then you get a portion of your map unlocked, and you get pinpoints across the city. So you got to find
think Assassin's Creed, your fucking towers,
everything,
Yeah.
right? You get backpacks that Peter left behind while he was training in high school.
That's the funniest thing.
Yeah,
Where it's like, dude,
Yeah, some of the
how
lore
many
inside of that.
backpacks did you
right,
lose?
dude.
It's 55, and
How did you afford 50? Well, that's why he's broke, right? Like that's why he was poor. Spend all his fucking money on backpacks. You got landmarks that you take photographs of, so you get to see like historic parts of
New York,
both New York and of Marvel Comics, right? So I went to Hell's Kitchen, and I'm seeing Josie's Bar and Alias Investigations, or whatever the hell.
You see, those are like the two things where like as someone that doesn't know and breathe like the Marvel universe and the comics and stuff like that, I saw that, I was like, I bet you that's something from a comic, and that's cool for that person. I'm never gonna get it, but like I can still take a picture of the Empire State Building. I know what that is.
Right. And it's cool like having both of those.
They found a good way to please both audiences
and integrate. Yeah, for sure. You don't need to be way in to enjoy this game, but if you are, you're gonna get something out of it extra.
They certainly are.
So far, I've had one cameo that was pretty cool.
I know there's not many. I know there's not many outside of Spider-Man's rotation of characters.
I've met MJ. I think
if you've met MJ, then you should have seen the cameo I'm talking about.
Maybe I don't know it.
I won't spoil this part for people.
We'll talk.
But it made me happy. I was like, oh, good.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
It's a really goddamn good game.
I fucking I don't even think I have all the side quests done yet, and I don't mind going to get those backpacks because swinging around that city
feels so good.
There's
a couple tiny areas where you get like hung up on something, and it just doesn't feel as fluid as it.
Yeah, but
that's me nitpicking.
That's what Spider-Man does. He hangs.
No, it's in a weird, like, it's just a weird thing where you're like...
Yeah, sometimes, like, when it's, occasionally if I'm hitting, like, a sharp turn, I get, like, a weird camera angle where I kind of lose sight of maybe the thing I'm pursuing or just Spider-Man himself.
There was somebody on Twitter, like, glitched below the city and was just swinging underneath.
That's cool.
Everything. I had that issue in, like, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. But, I mean, the way they set the stage for Peter Parker's world, like, you're swinging through, and then all of a sudden, the latest episode of J. Jonah Jameson's podcast pops up and starts playing, and you just hear him bitching about it's just all of the stuff that just makes...
He's the only one that would rate the game a 1 out of 10.
Right.
Yeah, but like even the podcast, like as ridiculous as he sounds, like he has some good points.
Yeah, right. Like, which he always does, right? Like,
that Spider-Man's a menace.
Right.
Yeah, but like feeding into that, like saying that this is an origin story. Like Peter Parker's passed the bugle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is working for Octavius.
Otto Octavius, and it's Otto Octavius.
Yeah, not
not who he might become.
Yeah. And then like it's not long into it, so I feel fine spoiling this, I guess. But like MJ, like they've dated and then they broke up, and it's been a few months since they broke up.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like at least this is a well-established Spider-Man in the city at this point, and that's kind of refreshing.
Yes. Yeah, because
Aunt May's old. We got no what's her face from Homecoming.
No Marissa Tomei.
Aunt May is indeed back to being old.
Which, like, I really liked Homecoming, but I also, that, like, resetting him back in high school, it's good. I like high school Peter, but I also really like grown-up
Yeah, like, both
Peter.
versions make sense in their worlds.
And this one, it's nice having that, like, early 20s.
I like that this Aunt May, though, isn't, like, she's, like, in between.
Right.
She's not like super elderly, and she's not super young. It's like
she's still like volunteering and shit to like the homeless shelter.
She's like she's like the
Tobey Maguire,
the one after that, Andrew Garfield.
I never saw those.
Yeah.
Dude, you should see those.
They're all right.
Andrew Garfield was I think he was really good Peter.
He seemed like a good Peter Parker. I like Andrew.
You're
Garfield
just saying that
because
he skateboarded.
Fuck yeah, I am.
No, I like Andrew Garfield a lot in The Social Network.
Oh yeah,
That was a good movie.
I love that movie.
I liked him in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yes.
I want to play that game a whole lot. I'm like so fucking mad that this weekend I had to be at work. Like
I'm gonna be at a wedding. I was like, why can't this be on Switch? Like the one time I kind of wanted a game on Switch.
I know.
Fuck. But
no, like it was like because there's certain things like I kind of know when I have to work weekends and I kind of don't. And this one I like wasn't sure if it would be this, and then it's like, oh fuck, it's the weekend Spider-Man comes out. So
hype is real.
Yeah. Nah.
No, this is everything I wanted. This is everything I kind of expected after the 2016 E3 reveal.
Yeah.
Or was that
Glad it's
2017?
finally
Was that
out.
17? I'm sorry.
I think it was 16. They announced it a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's
It's
another
really
thing I saw where it's like the voice work in this. It seemed like they took a lot of care with it because it's not just one line. It's the same line but done different ways. Whether you're swinging, you sound more exerted, and you have a more calm version of the same line.
Yeah, the voice work and the attention to detail with so much of it is just, I mean, really impressive. The one thing, right, like the character models.
Which ones? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, especially the background ones
Okay.
in cutscenes are just like little uncanny valley. But even like Peter in some moments, like in certain cutscenes, like the way his mouth just kind of, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel like even Sunset Overdrive did it a little bit better than this does, which is Insomniac's last big game prior to this, right?
Yeah. Was Ratchet and Clank after?
Yeah, you're probably right. I think Sunset was like
I
2014.
mean, it was a
15.
remaster. It's not like they did.
No, Ratchet was a brand new game. They built that from scratch.
Oh.
I mean, it was a reimagining of that
Yeah.
first game, but it was still a new game. But they do have, Insomniac has two teams. They've got their West Coast and East Coast teams. But either way, like I feel like there were things in Sunset Overdrive that felt more like, again, like Sunset had
But then
that
again,
style.
you played Sunset well past this release, right?
Yeah,
So like that kind of stuff could have been patched out. You know what I'm saying?
fair. I mean, I'm playing Spider-Man day one,
I
which
think the argument I would make is that Sunset is more of like a stylistic kind of game. It's not realistic in its visuals. I think it has like a more cartoony feel.
but that's where like I kind of almost wish
And
they.
so I think they can get away with.
I wish they would have done that
Being
a
a little more
bit with
exaggerated.
this. Like I feel like they
Yeah.
tried to have a style with the characters, but it falls somewhere in between having like making a stylistic choice and making.
I was getting almost like Naughty Dog vibes
It's-
with Spider-Man's cutscenes or whatever.
That's the problem is right when you're trying to be Naughty Dog and you're not Naughty Dog, it's very evident. And that was what kind of turned me off is because I was getting those vibes too, like with Peter and with a couple of the interactions, but it wasn't all there. And it's like if you're not there, like then you need to, you know what I mean? Like Naughty Dog has set the standard.
I mean, you can just be Bloodborne and just not move your mouth at all.
That's perfect. That's what I want. Again, like that's me being nitpicky, where I'm just like
Yeah.
walking away from it. And I'm like, this
Sure.
game's good. What can I hate?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I'm an
like you
asshole.
know, I maybe it's just from what I play because I've just been swinging around, just fucking just doing everything I can find on the map on the way to the main objective or whatever. So I haven't seen a lot of the cutscenes, but on my way to swinging to the main objectives, just having Spider-Man just fucking talk to himself.
Yeah, that's
saying
great.
that, like they nailed that part of Peter Parker great. And I love the whole. This is early on, but him like the whole episode of Spider Cop when he's talking
good,
to
yeah.
like
Fury. Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, "Shut up." He's like, "Spider Cop is never shut up."
Yeah, it's very Peter. Like you can see it.
So
yeah.
he doesn't cuss or anything. All of his thing, everything's like PG.
Yeah,
humor.
so far.
Yeah, from what but like it's not.
I mean, I can see him saying like "damn" or "what the hell," but not anything past that.
Even just like the enemy encounters he swings into, he's like, "Oh hey, what's up, guys?" Like just all that
Yeah.
dumb shit that Peter.
He keeps
That
that.
Peter does.
He keeps that charisma.
They
wherever he
nailed
goes.
that part.
Yeah, they got
the
the character piece
personality.
down.
Yeah.
I like the random crimes throughout the city. Like as
Oh my
you're
God, I love
swinging, you'll hear like police dispatches, and you've got to swing in and stop whatever it is.
And you see like a little like a red triangle with an exclamation point pop
Mm-hmm.
up, which is a different marker than your main objective. And as soon as I see that, I'm like, "Oh, all right, here
Yep,
we go.
gotta
I'm
go
chasing
get
this
it."
skip."
Yeah,
Yeah, when I was watching a review, it was cool that because I'm used to like the on-ground crimes that are happening, or like rooftop stuff maybe here and there. But it's usually somebody stole somebody's purse or whatever, and you go chase them,
They
beat
took
them
my
up, go run into a
purse.
gang. But I don't know. Is the car stuff new?
There was some car like
'Cause
talking
I
about
saw-
who Spider-Man period or like
Well, I guess like. As I was watching a review and it was like some of the crimes, one of them could be like a heist or something where it's like
Yeah.
you hopping onto a car as it's
Yeah.
moving, you're fighting the
Yeah,
dudes. And
uh-huh.
I was like, that's cool. I didn't know if any other Spider-Man games really did that.
I want
Not
to
that I
say
remember.
2 did something like, but it wasn't like it wasn't. I think it was more like you kind of jumped in front of. I don't remember the exact thing. It wasn't as well polished as this, and I kind of like the fact, like, it feels very QTE when you're on there. Like, there's some movement and stuff you have to do, but it's more like, all right, like dodge and then hit the guy or whatever.
That makes sense because
that was another one that
because if you're trying to do everything you can do in the rest of the game on a car, a lot of people are probably having trouble falling off.
At first, I felt a little weird. I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And I got like hit or something, and I fell off. But then the triangle prompt came up to swing back to it, and I was like, "All right, I'm on."
That's the only thing that feels weird about this. Like, as far as like the swinging goes, because like it's one of those things you're gonna get better at swinging as you go. Like, I'm utilizing that double X tap, and I'm utilizing when to like pull L2 and R2 to hit that point and like jump off of it and gain my momentum back. It's kind of weird that you're kind of learning this stuff. Let me preface it with this. I'm so glad it's not an origin story. Please, God.
Yeah.
Like, yes. But it's a little weird that you're playing as an established Spider-Man that feels like he's learning to swing for the first time. That's the only thing that's a little out of place because I feel myself getting more powerful swinging in the hours I sink into it. And that's just a little weird. And also, like, the upgrade points. Like, why? Like, why all of a sudden, like, over the course of these days that...
literal days, not...
that I'm gaining all these powers all of a sudden. And there's a little story thing that ties into it a little bit, but it's not enough, in my opinion.
Not enough where I'm like, oh, this makes sense.
Once
but
again,
also,
nitpicking.
Right. Like, the game feels really good to play. The game feels really good to fight people. It feels excellent, like, best in class to swing around the city. You're not going to get a better...
Looks great.
Great. Outside of the cutscenes. Some of it, it's just a little, the Uncanny Valley shit, man. It's a little, again, it's the Naughty Dog comparison. And I know it's an unfair comparison, but I can't help but ignore it, right? Like, I can't ignore it.
No, I mean, you have every right to because you have a game like God of War that you fucking nailed the cinematic part of that game.
Right? And again, you think these big first-party Sony titles, the ones that they fucking pivoted E3 around, and like God of War, you think it was the one where those fights, the fight scenes move seamlessly from cutscene to fight to whatever.
Technically, it's a game you can argue is one shot. Yeah.
The Last of Us 2 on its way out, like that is, I mean, again, that
looks great. It looks great, but like you can also back that like Uncharted 4 look good. The Last of Us look good. Uncharted 3 like they have a reputation there that you could just kind of expect now at this point.
But again, like side by side, like I know they're not the same studio, but they're sister studios. And they're all part of that first-party Sony blanket, right? And again, not a fair comparison. Two totally different games. The stuff that they're cramming into what you're able to do in this game, the fact that New York City is, like, open. Again, like Sea of Thieves, where everything's just populated. The sea's open. You fucking go, and you're going to get there. If I want to go from fucking Brooklyn to Central Park in a minute, I can do it.
And even in like there, you might have the main objectives. There's even times where like it was early on. Like, there was a section where like it encouraged you to do a side mission or two because there was no main objective.
Yeah,
like I don't know if that happens later on or whatever. Because like you had to wait for someone to get ready for that cake or whatever.
Yeah. The cake's running late. Go dick around.
Yeah, and I don't know if that happens later on in the game. But even if you have the main objective marker, like you still don't feel rushed. Like there's one cutscene that I just got through that's like, all right, police sirens are rushing down, like maybe I should, all right, like it's a little unrealistic to like go fuck off with a side quest and go find these sirens like half an hour later. But like, you know, there's a lot of moments in this game where it feels like the main objective isn't necessarily your main objective. Like you can just kind of stop the crimes that are around you or find that backpack that's on that roof for some odd reason, you know, the 54th of 55 backpacks. Yeah. But you know, I know we're talking game of the year.
Here's what I'll say. I don't. We'll come back to the game of the year. We got a couple months till game of the year, Matt. Give us
well, you started that thread. I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Yeah, I know. What I love about the backpacks, it's easy to make fun of it and be like, "Fucking."
Oh my god, I love this. The lore inside of it.
The stuff that's inside of it. It's great. Have you seen any of this stuff, Mark?
Mm-mm.
It's like the first one I found, or I don't know if it's the first one or one of the early ones, but it was the menu from his first date with MJ. Which one turns out Peter Parker's a fucking thief, which, dude, I'm all down for stealing shit from restaurants. Let's do it. But yeah, I mean, finding there
was a prom pin or something like that he stepped
I didn't
away.
Have that one. That's cool.
There was another one that was like electrician's gloves, and like when he find it, even Peter Parker, like in game, even says like, "Oh, these are my first this is from my first encounter with Electro. And you're like, oh, fuck, that's cool.
And he gives you like insight. Like some of them are going to be like things about Peter. Some are going to be Spider-Man's things.
So I think in this game he's been at it for about 6 years. Is that what?
I could see
Is
that.
he like-
yeah,
is
it's
it-
definitely been a few years.
How old, is he like 23 or something?
That would seem to
yeah.
Are you Peter in any gameplay outside of the costume?
You're wait.
Yes.
Yes, you're Peter and you're MJ. You play
Okay.
I hope they don't outstay their welcome.
Oh, MJ?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I hope that's just like a one-off kind of.
Yeah, I hope so. It might not have been what I heard.
Interesting.
That one segment was fine, and we'll see how repetitive that gets.
Yeah.
Later on.
But I did like that piece because you get to the way they position that whole.
Oh, that was cool. How about the BioShock puzzles? Briefly.
Fuck that. I was so fucking
I was
mad.
so happy to see them.
What
was so
about
weird.
those puzzles makes you happy?
I don't know. It was so weird.
I was doing them and I was literally like, why? Didn't we learn our fucking lesson?
It made me feel like, oh my god, Peter Parker's so fucking smart.
If he's so fucking smart,
I didn't hate it.
I should be able to hit a button and he just does it. No,
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I'm gonna throw that out there because I knew it was gonna piss you off. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, this is like in the first hour of the game. I can't wait."
It was, and that's the thing. Like in the first hour, they throw so much at you, and some
and then
of
they
it,
throw a BioShock puzzle at you.
and most of it is good. And then you're like, "Why are you doing this?"
I didn't hate it.
The first one I didn't hate either. The first one was like, "Oh, okay."
But then did you do the list?
Yes, they do one like
I didn't hate it.
fucking less than 60 seconds later, and you got to do like 3 of these fucking things.
Oh, there's like a whole list. I think it's building to something though.
Fuck them.
That's why I'm doing it.
They.
I didn't hate it. I don't know why. I know I should hate it. I know I should hate it.
What about those puzzles is enjoyable?
I don't know. If it reminded me of Sudoku a little bit. Because there was little math things in there. Like you had to do the -2 voltage and then the +2 voltage. I'm getting the most evil eyes from Joe across the table
It's not
here.
evil. It's just like, why do you hate yourself? Why do you not respect your time?
It was fine. That was the first night. I knew I only had like 2 hours to play before I was gonna have to pass out for the Gettysburg Drive. But
I mean, I could see Peter doing stuff like that.
look, it feels totally out of place. I'll admit to that. And most people will probably hate it. However,
It'd probably be out of place if it's just ever so often, maybe. But it's a video game, so it's gonna be often.
look, Joe, if I've learned anything from this podcast is that everyone has their own type of games.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that is fair. When are you gonna play Sea of Thieves with Marc and I?
Never. I will play Final Fantasy 13 before that.
Oh no, fucking.
You got him to play Final Fantasy 13.
Before Sea of Thieves.
That's what
yes.
all this was for. So just so you.
Oh my gosh. All right, we are 2 hours in. I'm gonna roll us right into some quick news, and we're gonna close out. Sound good?
Great.
All right, I got bad news. You remember a couple years ago, a couple months ago, when the Pinball Arcade lost its license to all those dope ass tables?
Mm-hmm.
Now we know why. Or we know why it didn't get renewed. Zen Studios has picked up classic pinball tables to its iconic library.
Oh.
The Bally and Williams licenses are now over on that side of the fence, which...
Zen Pinball is different from Pinball FX, right? I feel like I answered my own question just by saying that.
I'm pretty sure Pinball FX was like an offshoot of that.
So I remember Zen Pinball for having like the Star Wars tables and that kind of stuff.
So
Like
usually Zen Pinball
I'm not sure if I remember
was... Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the...
They came out free on PS3 at one point.
Yeah, Zen Pinball is the counterpart to Pinball FX. Still, I think same. Yeah, still developed by Zen Studios. Pinball FX was on Xbox 360, and Zen Pinball was on PS3, and they kind of put them all under one thing. So these were always, for me, the antithesis of Pinball Arcade. The Pinball Arcade games were, I mean, like, down to every last bolt in the digital pinball machine, very detailed recreations of, and accurate recreations of real pinball tables, where Zen Pinball was like, hey, we're going to let you play Spider-Man pinball where you get to beat up the Green Goblin and you get an animated thing. It was digital pinball, which was still fun to play, but just wasn't
It's not the actual tables.
the actual tables. So now those folks gain the license, and I really don't know what that means for...
Hey, I wouldn't mind animated Monster Bash.
Huh.
I actually wouldn't mind
I
it.
mean, think of it from the
if they do that. We don't know if they're going to do that.
Bailey and Williams, right? That's the
Yeah.
Like think of it from their end. Like they've been on the pinball arcade for so long, they've probably exhausted that audience of you, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, again, like for me, it was shit that like I bought and then forgot about, and then you know what I mean. Like,
But you rather go into that than Zen, right?
I trust that. I trust Farsight to do that work and do it accurately. It's not that I don't trust Zen. I just think Zen makes a different product. Jury's out, right? Like I'm waiting to see. I'm curious to see how they handle it.
But now, like they're transitioning to people that like have played Zen pinball boards and maybe not the pinball arcade or whatever. And like I can see from a business aspect, like it's a way for them to kind of like rev up the revenue in a way.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully they just start poaching Farsight people. I think Farsight's a really talented developer, but anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree. Yeah, who knows? I mean I still have the Monster Bash phone version.
It's so good.
So
Yeah, you
worst
lucked
case
out.
scenario, I just have that.
Yeah. Netflix is making a series based on The Witcher, and it has cast its Geralt in the face of Henry Cavill. I guess in the body, too. He's going to use his whole everything.
Mustache or no mustache?
Probably stubble.
I'm not sure.
Is it Geralt or Geralt?
Oh, you're probably right. I have no idea.
I don't know. I never played a Witcher game.
I keep forgetting they were books.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill seems to like them. The books are amazing. I started reading, and they are well worth a read. He's a big fan, obviously.
He started reading because he had to, because money.
Right. But this is in the wake of Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich is showrunner on the 8-episode first season. She previously worked on Daredevil and The Defenders. And she worked on Netflix's upcoming adaptation of Umbrella Academy.
Okay,
Which I forgot they're
Daredevil's good. Defenders not good.
It's a lot of the Marvel people that are working on this.
Well, I'm glad it's 8. I think 8 is a sweet spot. So I feel like if it's like a 13 or something, it's like that's too much. It starts to get drawn out.
Yeah. The series is set to premiere in 2020. I don't know if I care. I don't care. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm interested.
I've never been into The Witcher.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Now you make a cyberpunk show
Well,
with that character creation.
That will come in 8 years after Cyberpunk releases in 3.
Perfect. Call of Duty Black Ops I. The joke is not dead. Or is it 3-1? What are we going with here? I don't know what to call it.
Maybe it's 1-3.
Ooh. Anyway, that new Call of Duty game has blackout mode, which, as you know, is the
Battle Royale.
Yes, Battle Royale. Treyarch announced while it had tested internally with 100 players, the studio is putting the quality of gameplay first over hitting an arbitrary number. So, this game mode, rather, will launch with an 80-player count.
Now, they are going into an open beta this week. I believe pre-orders have access the day this airs, if I'm not mistaken. And then it opens up Thursday as an open beta. PS4 pre-orders go in Monday. I don't know if Xbox and PC pre-orders go in a day before the actual open beta, but then I think it opens up to everyone on Thursday for you to try out Blackout for free. And I believe they're going in with 80.
From what I see here, this beta is Monday the 10th for PlayStation 4 and Friday the 14th for PC and Xbox One. for those who digitally pre-ordered.
Oh, it's just for pre-orders?
The PC beta will then be available to anyone with a Battle.net account on Saturday, September 15th at 1 p.m.
Oh, I must read all that then.
This is a story on Egan as of August 20th, so I don't know if details have changed since then.
I thought I read something different on IG. But whatever. Anyway.
That's where I'm at.
I mean...
That's what I said, Egan. Gotcha.
I thought it was some weird Twitter account.
No, I'm not dumb.
But yeah, I know it's coming out in some kind of beta form, so you're gonna see a lot more playable stuff on it. They released that new trailer as well, and I'm generally curious about this, and I think I might be interested in a Call of Duty game for the first time in years.
Interesting. Not to be outdone, in the wake of Black Ops Blackout mode, Battlefield 5 announced its 64-player Battle Royale mode, officially called Firestorm.
Great. That came and went.
The fucking, real pivot you took with these franchises, really, if you think about it.
So I didn't talk about it earlier, but I spent about 15 minutes in the open beta of Battlefield 5.
Not good?
And sure does feel a lot like Battlefield 1.
In a bad way? It sounds like it's in a bad way.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just at the point now where I can only play Battlefield with someone in a party with me, just to chat or whatever. But it's a Battlefield game, and it's a very good looking and mechanically sound from the 10 minutes I played Battlefield game. But it's just maybe I'm having fatigue on that series now. Maybe they should have went more modern this time around, and maybe they do a thing where they alternate. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm kind of more inclined to play Battlefield 4 at this point than 5, because that is one a different setting. Battlefield 1, it got stale. There wasn't a lot of customization to 1 as opposed to 4 and 3 when it comes to weapons and gear and stuff like that. So but you're limited to the time period if they try to stay authentic or as authentic as they want to be. Because I know people are pissed off about that at the reveal.
Oh, I forgot about all that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like from the start, Black Ops built around this battle royale, and it made it feel like a true mode they're really committed to. And then just from the marketing of Battlefield 5, it seems like this is just a tack on reaction. And it's only 64 players as opposed to 100.
You don't think Blackout is a tacked on reaction?
Maybe it is, but the way they have advertised and marketed it and revealed it, and the amount of just curiosity around it feels a lot more authentic than just Battlefields.
That's fair.
And 64 players, they're not doing anything to scale up the player count. You can have 32v32 already, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't think they're doing anything different there.
Yeah, oh well.
It's just they're positioning the teams and the players in a different way. I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure PC said he have a 64 team or a 64 player server.
THQ Nordic has purchased Kurt Schilling. That's a joke. But they did buy Kingdoms of Amalur.
I love this publisher. Just keep purchasing the shit IPs.
Who the fuck was... See, this is all fucked up. Who was THQ Nordic? Because I don't even know anymore. I've been following this shit since 2012, and I forgot. That's how fucking deep in they are. It was Nordic Games, right?
I thought people liked that game.
They did, but it didn't sell well enough because they spent so much fucking money. Kurt Schilling sold a baseball team to pay for the game, and then he borrowed a bunch of money from Rhode Island, and then it got all fucked up. 38 Studios was sued, I believe went out of business. No, they're still around.
But either way, I remember from THQ Nordic mostly was Too Human.
Wait, THQ Nordic or THQ?
I think it was Nordic.
What's the difference anymore?
Well,
yeah, no, I forget what Nordic Games even did before any of this, or where it got its money. Wink, wink. Because really, did Nordic Games have a big hit prior to going
No, but they're from, aren't they? Or no, that's recently. That's Deep Silver.
That's what
recently.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
dude.
Like, I was about to say Deep Silver has the money, but yeah, they purchased all this dirt cheap THQ IP and then just rebranded themselves.
I'm dude. Don't worry. I'm fucking.
I don't know where they got
following
the
the paper trail here. So the company's founded on June 23rd, 2011. THQ Nordic is an Austrian video game publisher. Sorry, formerly Nordic Games. God.
I remember the joke was when THQ Nordic was found that they're gonna drop the Nordic in a few years and it's gonna be fucking THQ again.
It will be.
And it's gonna be. Because it's worked. We forgot Nordic Games was the thing.
They made some money in comic books back in the 90s and then did fucking nothing. In 2011, they founded the video game side of Nordic Games.
What is just a giant
And then
money laundering
in
thing?
April, it has to be. And then in April 23rd or 2013, Nordic Games acquired all properties still in the possession of game publisher THQ, including the deal were over 150 individual games, including Darksiders Red Faction and MX vs. ATV franchises. Then, just a year later, Nordic Games announced they had also acquired the THQ trademark, allowing the company to use the THQ branding as an imprint on future games. It was then in in August of 2016 when Nordic Games announced it had changed its name to THQ Nordic. And at some point in 2019, they will buy France. As it turns out.
I was wrong on mine. Two Human was by Silicon Knights.
Which is another...
But that game is Nordic themed.
Right.
That's why I got it confused.
Yeah. Anyway, now they own another fucking THQ project, so I don't know. A couple games coming to Switch. One of them real dope. Actually, both of them real dope. But Game Dev Story coming to Twitch. You guys played Game Dev Story, right?
I played a lot of that on phone.
I don't know which one I played. Because there's that Tycoon
This
one
is
as
the
well.
more like anime looking one that's on phone.
I just
One by Kairosoft.
Yeah, they're the ones that also do like race story and arcade story. I might be just making up ones, but soccer story.
Yeah, I really like these games. They're fun. I used to play them a lot, delivering pizzas in between the deliveries.
Lifeguarding, I played them a lot.
I played Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah, Game Dev Tycoon is something different. That's the one that's on Steam.
And then Sid Meier's Civilization 6 is coming to Nintendo Switch on November 16th.
That's wild. I never thought I would see. I know they do like the off-brand like slim down ports to phone. I did not expect to see the full-fledged Civ game on
Coming
Switch.
over. Yeah, weird.
Let alone it's on any console, honestly.
A couple more news stories to round us out here. Some Switch games will seemingly not support cloud saves. It's one of the features that's due out with Nintendo Switch Online when it releases later this month.
I don't think Pokemon supports it.
But
I think I saw Ultimate doesn't support it either.
I mean, that makes sense.
But like at one point,
why would you?
At what point, like, is all that like just server side saves anyway? I just don't know all the details of that. I just kind of kept seeing that throughout the weekend. Because I was busy with the wedding and stuff. But
yeah,
the one thing that
game
really kind of sucks is that like Splatoon is one of these, and Splatoon is one that arguably I've put so much time into, and I would never want to lose that time. You know what I mean? Like that's one game I definitely want to.
But like how much like all right, so maybe like maybe your DLC expansion single player, like the actual maps and stuff, like your actual cleared checklist, maybe that's lost, but I'm sure like all the unlockables is saved on the server side.
You would be surprised. Also, you of all people, I'm surprised you're not being more skeptical about what Nintendo would and wouldn't do.
Well, it depends on the games list. Like there's some games that are just off. Like, well, first of all, Mario Tennis doesn't give a shit because you can't unlock anything anyway.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? But like I'm trying to think of like all right, so yes, like if the Mario Galaxy or Wind Waker.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, why am I not
There you
fucking?
go.
Oh my god. In Breath of the Wild and Galaxy, all single player, non-online games are just not supporting this, and that's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
That's the part where like moving to a new Switch console if it broke or just for whatever reason sucks.
This was
Galaxy.
Why am I saying the wrong ones? Odyssey.
this
Odyssey.
was originally uncovered by
games over here.
uncovered by Game Informer, kind of noticing some weirdness on web pages for different first-party games. Some third-party games have it as well, such as Dark Souls Remastered, Dead Cells, and more.
There were games that already had it in Japan, but not here, like Resident Evil 7 and Phantasy Star.
Well, they streamed though, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean,
that was the streaming thing. That wasn't cloud save backups.
I don't know why I was putting that under. I mean, I'm sure they would obviously have the cloud save too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's different.
So yeah, we'll see. And anyway, lastly, actually 2 more stories. So State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves both exceeded Microsoft's expectations. So Aaron Greenberg of Microsoft. Is that the right first name?
I don't know the first name.
Tell me I'm right. Yes, Aaron Greenberg. Said Sea of Thieves is a big priority for us. Both Sea of Thieves and State of Decay were, for us, breakout hits of the spring. They exceeded what we expected them to do. Sea of Thieves has over 5 million players. State of Decay 2 with more than 3 million players. They both sold more than we expected and drove a lot of engagement, great engagement with Game Pass. For Sea of Thieves, Rare has dedicated teams that are building add-on content that's completely free. The entire community gets them. They've added new ships, gameplay, quests, and things that are going to be great for engaged fans who want to keep playing, but every couple of months the game gets bigger, so it also enables us to go back to people who have never played and introduce them to it. That's modern marketing. People don't need a new game to get new content and innovation.
Over 5 million players?
Isn't that nuts?
And I've only ran into like maybe 10.
I know. But I think Game Pass, Microsoft adding those games to Game Pass day one was a huge thing, and it cuts out that price tag. I would never spend the money to buy either of those games, but I'm so happy to have played them. Right, like State of Decay 2 was a really, really big hit for me earlier this year. I really enjoyed my time with it. I still have a save that I might go back to, but I'm also like, now I'm so far removed from it, I don't know if I want to. But it was one that like I really wasn't feeling, and I'm happy that I ended up jumping into it. And with Sea of Thieves, again, like we talked about it earlier, I'm excited to see what happens with that. I want to see what happens with Master Chief Collection. Right,
Mm-hmm.
like we got another update this week, some new playlist hit, which I haven't touched, but I'm sure that player base has got to be big now, right? Like we already talked, the matchmaking times went way fucking down.
Yeah. What was it? The Combat Evolved now has Team Arena.
Oh, dude.
So now it's not just doubles.
Dude.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get back in that. And lastly, final news story of the week. I caught a Mew this week. Fuck that Magikarp shit, man.
Yeah, I'm still on that. But congrats.
Thank you.
I guess. No, I'm kidding.
I evolved my Magikarp into Gyarados, finished the stupid ass task, and then it's been a decent week for Pokemon. I'm getting there. I think we are very close to
Gen 4.
Yeah, Gen 4.
Oh yeah.
It's creeping up, man. It's creeping.
Any like news alluding to that, or are you just like having a hunch?
It's just a hunch. It's women's intuition.
Gotcha.
No, there's speculation that the Spindas released in the game have
Spinda
been
theory.
counting down. We're down to number 3 on Spinda in the Pokedex. I don't know if that is going to go anywhere.
The whole Pokegenie thing in the Gen 4 stats.
Right.
That's been like the biggest thing, right?
Once that popped, you're kind of like, all right, shit's coming. So we'll see. If the spin of things to be believed, we're probably like 2 weeks out. And to be honest, I would imagine that the day or the week after the Chikorita event is likely when this would happen. Because you figure Chikorita is going to bring an uptick in Gen 2 stuff. So Murkrow and Mischievous and a lot of those Gen 2 Pokemon that have evolutions in the next one, we'll probably see a lot of those creeping up, which we already did with that Johto stuff. So we'll see. Plus, there's a lot of like spooky ass Pokemon in Gen 4, which makes sense to roll right into October. Put out Spiritomb as like a badass whatever. Anyway. That is going to do it for us on this long but quick episode, I think.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
No.
Well, we didn't take any breaks.
We didn't take any breaks. I also feel like we were so engaged with the content that it went by very quickly. I feel good about this one. It was a good one. I missed Ben. I was excited to hear about what happened at his time at Stone Cold's Brokeback Mountain. But next week, we'll learn a bit more. Mark, you staying hydrated this week?
It's about the same.
All right.
To be honest.
All right.
Getting there. But...
Don't drink the salt water.
Oh, no.
Right.
Never.
All right.
Unless you boil it.
I boil all my water, so, you know. Matt, any big plans?
No.
Just going to enjoy the weather?
No. I'm an Orioles game on Wednesday. I'm curious to see if I actually make it there.
Ooh, interesting.
100 losses and just over 40 wins.
Jesus.
It's all right. The Ravens are 1-0. Week 1 in the
Look at
books.
that. There it is.
Football.
There it is. Something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Give it another week, though. I mean, who knows?
I mean, the worst they could be is 1-1. So, you know.
Give it another 2 weeks. You know, who knows?
The worst they could be is 1-2 compared to the Orioles. They still have a better winning percentage. So.
Oof, it's bad. Well, we will be back with another episode in another week. This week on the website, today, the day this podcast goes live, you got another taste of the Chaos Chronicles. We're going a little bit deeper into Sonic's adventure in Sonic Adventure. But last Friday, boy oh boy, we brought back a most welcomed return. We got on a plane, we flew to Bangkok, hung out in Thailand for a little bit. And Matt.
As Agent 47.
Oh, sorry. And Matt, as Agent 47, murdered some people. Did he use a hammer? Did he successfully make the kill and escape with whatever in tow?
Did Matt change his ways of playing the game after the break?
Oh my God. Grenades? Proximity mines? What do we have inside? Who knows? But after nearly a year-long hiatus, Hitman with a Hammer is back with episode 14, available on your local internet. So go there and check that out. We'll have more Hitman soon. Plus, we'll probably take a look at Spider-Man this week, I imagine. And I don't know what else, but
others.
We'll find out. Plenty of stuff out there to check out. So that's it. Thanks for hanging out and listening. It's been a good one. It's been a really good one. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. And we'll see you next week.